premiership quarter in footy. So let's go with this fantastic game. Just one change apiece. Carey's loss will be a big one for the Kangaroos.
Shannon Watt on Matthew Lloyd and Fletcher in the goal square alongside Lloyd.
McCartney's picked him up.
Bang, the umpire put it down and McKernan went up, but Barnes knocked it down. It went down to the young boy Sinclair, and it goes forward with King going forward for the Kangaroos. Lalich came back. Jacobs went up and he couldn't take it. He was dispossessed. Oh, there's a big go there. And the umpire said, what? What's new? And he'll just go bang with a bounce at centre half forward with the Kangaroos going up to the main scoreboard end.
Mark Johnson on Byron Pickett. Rob, that's a matchup that's going to keep us pretty much enthralled throughout the afternoon.
Spider Burton off straight away. Brady Rawlings on.
Bang, the umpire put it down, and the umpire saw Morrell go right over the top and knock it through. Here's King going through it. That wasn't King. Who was it? Simpson. Simpson, it's Sampson and his wife Delilah I was thinking about, not Simpson and his wife Delicious.
Archer playing on Herd, Rex.
Thank you very much. Stan Rofe next to us. Hello. Heidi-ho, Victoria. The ball goes bang, and going up there in ruck was Simpson, went down. Here comes Harvey coming through for North, and he kicked a long ball. Byron Pickett won't get to it, but the free kick will go to Johnson. And no, it won't. It went
bounced right on the line.
Must have bounced right on the line like Wimbledon. Johnson's not happy to give it back. That's Mark Johnson, isn't it? You'd have to be one of them. Thanks a lot for your support, boys. This is Clinton. He's never heard of Stan Rofe.
Boundary throw in. Barnes wins it down. Straight to Shannon Grant, who snaps a goal for the Kangaroos. Barnes won it down convincingly. Shannon Grant was there to shark it. His kick landed in the goal square. No one home. It bounces through. Roos get the opening goal.
Well, that's Shannon Grant's 18th goal this season. He's been in really good form, and that boundary throw in the forward pocket, as you called it, it was Johnny Barnes up, and he fisted it away from goal straight to Shannon Grant, who in one step put it on the left foot. The ball bounced in the goal square and kicked straight through.
And he has been in good form since he was dropped back to the VFL, Rob. He's responded really, really well. A couple other matchups. Johnny Blakey's gone to Scott Lucas. You mentioned Archer and Blakey, Sinclair and Ramanaskas.
And the umpire put it down again, and McKernan went up and off the side of the boot when Simpson flung forward with a big punch by Shannon Grant, but coming through Bill Jacobs for Essendon. Kicked a long ball down, McCurry's there, punched away down there. It came out to Harvey of North. Hand passed it on towards Shannon Grant. The Kangaroos building off the right half back flank. He'll kick it past the ferret to the right half forward flank, looking for McKernan. Rocker by Baby in the treetop, and Big Savaloy went up and took it. Big Sav, he's unlaunched a long bomb. Oh, it's a dud scud, and he goes forward. King might have got a free kick. The umpire said play on, as off the back comes Heffernan, and he gets it to Henneman.
3 minutes gone, first term. Henneman kicks it up towards the wing. Pack forming. Lucas behind McKernan the mark. The Kangaroos have come out with a look in their eye. McKernan will drive them towards half forward. He waits. He pops it up. Coming out, David King. He's got the sit. He flies. He can't mark. It's knocked down to Barnes. Hand pass off. Long kick out by Hardwick. Won't be effective. Kangaroos with numbers. They've welcomed back Glenn Archer into the team. After missing the last couple of weeks, he marks, delivers to Shannon Grant. Attacking side of the wing below us. He takes the mark. 3.5 minutes gone. Bombers yet to get a score. Grant squares it up for Blakey. He takes the mark on the wing, feeds a hand pass to Motlop. The Kangaroos inside 50 once more. The kick towards McCartney, but Barnes, standing tall, takes the mark, will rebound for the Bombers, goes to midfield. Barnard takes the mark, open forward line for Essendon. Barnard goes out wide. Solomon will run onto it. Teague's 2 metres behind. It sits for Solomon on 50. He gathers, he steadies, he kicks towards full forward for Lloyd. Matthew Markson will line up from 35.
Jerry, just two terrific kicks by the Essendon players, and we saw Barnard in the centre square pop it in front of Solomon so he could run onto it. Solomon eventually took the ball on the 50-metre line near the boundary line. He then hooked the ball back in front of the goal square. He kicked to a spot knowing that Lloyd would lead up the middle of the ground.
And when there's that much space, you've got Hurd and Lloyd lurking around. It's just going to be impossible to stop them for Watt. He's got to rely on pressure in the middle of the ground. So
what's he doing with those things on his thighs?
He's obviously got a couple of corkies, I reckon, Rexy, and we just mentioned earlier it shouldn't be a problem with his kicking.
Like that old Fitzroy play. What, Michael Reeves, was it? He
That's
used
right.
to wear them like that. From 40, his kick is a goal. 67 now for the season for the man who will win the Coleman medal. Tied away to goal apiece after 5 minutes. Gary Bryce, as I said, covering those other matches today. Gary, any early news for us for the all-new Pulsar Hatch?
Well, we've been going 4 minutes in both games and there's no score.
And they've had a change here. Ramanaska started on Sinclair, but he's obviously going to run with David King, I think you'll find, all afternoon, Rob. So they're just trying to sort themselves out at the moment. Bit of ducks and drakes going on.
They've got 5 in the centre square, the Kangas. King's just run out, trying to free himself up at half forward. He's getting a bit dizzy. He's going left, right and centre. Now he's heading back to the half-back flank.
So the umpire comes in, does a bit of a stretching exercise, holds the ball now and goes... Bang! The ball went up and McCurry went up. McKernan, sorry, it went out there. And the kick by Jason Johnson on the right half forward flank.
That's Ramanaskis. That's King's man.
Ramanaskis got a long lead out from Lucas, but it went over the head of Carousella, who tapped it on looking for Fletcher, coming through McCartney of the Kangaroos. It went on down there, and that was Teague. He tried to get it going, but it went back. Now here the Bombers go through Jad Lalich down towards left forward flank, and it's Carousella. Lalich got a good kick to Carousella, and he might struggle there on that angle. And he's going to come in and then go back.
Mark McCurry stood on his own then for about 15 seconds, let's say, and not a Kangaroo player went anywhere near him. So I reckon there's a bit of confusion. They nearly outsmarted themselves early.
Carousella now. He's committed himself to fire at the middle of the goalpost, and he does it poorly. It went behind the stick. And the new Ream Integrity scoreboard. Essendon 117, Kangaroos 1 straight goal.
Crowd building up here at the MCG on this coolish Sunday afternoon in Melbourne.
Is Spider on the bench?
Yes, he came off after about 60 seconds.
McKernan rucking.
Harvey chips to himself, brings it back into play wide to Motlop on the boundary line on the defensive 50, takes an acrobatic mark, runs away with a bounce, penetrating left foot kick for Morrell, has 2 to beat, and Solomon, the courageous one, doubling back, takes the mark for the Bombers, kicks Essendon to half forward, not a good kick. Simpson against Jason Johnson marks, feeds a hand pass off to Harvey. Harvey, little toe poke kick effective, finds Makepeace on the outer wing marks, delivers towards Rocker, has to wait, off hands roved by Sinclair, he's 50 metres out, 49 metres out, kicks to the goal square, Colbert! Oh, he dropped the easy mark, but Pickett recovers, rives and kicks a goal!
Unbelievable. It was a dead set sitter there for Lee Colbert. He dropped the chest mark in the middle of the goal square. Pickett picked it up and slammed it through.
The man who kicked 6 last week, prior to this season, only 4 goals in the AFL for Byron Pickett, now has 26 this year. The Roos by 5 points, 8 minutes in, 2 straight to 1-1.
Well, Colbert just had played on and kicked the goal before the ball had arrived. That was the only problem. Luckily, Pickett was good enough to get there, crumb it and convert. So they've started pretty well. Rocker's been in good form for the Kangaroos, and McKernan's taken a big strong mark early. That will help them. Solomon is a player that Essendon would like to see run into some form coming into the finals.
So back in the centre, Kangaroos starting nicely on the scoreboard. McKernan went up and it went through. This is Smokin' Joe. Mercedes over the top, and Pickett went bang into the pack. The ball came out and the umpire crossed himself and will put it down in the centre.
Who's running with Mercedes, Rob? You've been able to pick that up? Is it
Haven't
Shannon
got that
Grant?
one. Now, I've just looked. Carousella looks like he's going after Harvey.
Grant, I think, might
Grant's
have the
got
job.
Mercedes,
Yep.
no doubt about that. And the ball went bang. Motlop's got McCurry, but here's Grant. He got away from Mercedes and kicked the floater inside. Oh, Rocker by Baby! Did it beautifully. And it's centre half forward, 40 metres out. Make it probably 35 metres out. Severio Rocker can go bang, and he's been value this year up in the forward line for North, Robert.
He's been their leading goal kicker, Rex. He's kicked 31 goals going into this game, 31-18. So his accuracy's been okay. He's dead set in front, 40 metres out, so you'd worry.
And his consistency over the last 4 weeks has been really good for the Kangas.
So Severio Rocker by Baby, in the treetop for a goal! What a start to the Kangaroos. And my goodness gracious me, they've skipped away to 3 straight goals, 18. Essendon 117. And for the all-new Nissan Pulsar Hatch, the Galloping Gourmet, a double banger up there, son.
Yes, in Subiaco, Geelong lead. They are 1 goal. West Coast yes to score. That's at the 8-minute mark, and the 6-minute mark in Adelaide have 1 point. Sydney yet to score.
He might worry Henneman, Sav Rocker, with his body strength.
He will, Gary. Just looking at James Hird. Couple of quick goals kicked against the Bombers, and he says, righto, time to get serious. I'll come off the half-forward flank and get straight into the thick of the action. He's underneath John Barnes' feet at the moment.
The Roos haven't kicked more than 11 goals in their last 3 matches against the Bombers. They have 3 already here. Barnes wins it down from the middle. Harvey charged in. Gabbard kicks the Roos up towards half forward. Lalich leading rocker, overruns it, opens the door for Sab. He does well, but the hand pass astray of Harvey. Herd of the Bombers takes it, kicks to Jason Johnson. Bombers sprinting forward. Johnson 60 metres out. Long kick to the goal square. Getting back Lloyd in front. Watt. Ball comes to ground. Free kick Kangaroos.
He did well there, Watt. He stood his ground. He got in front of Lloyd. It was going back into the goal square and he got up top. He might have almost paid the mark there.
Watt goes short. Simpson takes it in the back pocket, kicks up to the wing for Digby Morrell. Fletcher alongside him, fisted away, but it's gone 40 metres forward for the Kangaroos. Getting back nicely though, Jacobs. Hand pass risky. Mark Johnson knocked off it by McCartney, and surely a free, not paid to Jacobs. Listen to the Bomber fans, it was surely high. Mark Johnson to clean up. Jacobs with a shepherd on Motloff out of frustration. Mark Johnson to the outer side, and Reminauskas takes the mark on half back.
Well, he certainly does, young Tobin, and the ball into the centre, but it's a turnover. McCartney, the Kangas went bang. Sinclair was his target. Kicked a long ball out towards half forward, and Simpson goes up.
Rawlings.
Who is it? Rawlings goes up and takes the mark. King says, go back and have a shot. Well, I think that's a steadying influence out there. He can kick this, no doubt.
Yes, he can. I've just worked something out, Gary. I know I'm a bit slow, but 11 minutes into the first quarter, McKernan takes the ruck work at the centre bounce, then pushes into the forward line, and Lee Colbert runs around the ground with John Barnes. Not a bad move.
Yeah, it is. Barnes, as we know, doesn't play traditional ruck role, so that would help Colbert in that position.
So it's going to be Rawlings. Rawlings comes in from 51 metres and kicks a long, long goal! What a beauty! A contender for the RACB home security goal of the day. This is a floodgate opening for North, and the Kangaroos bound to 4 straight 24. Essendon at a 1-1-7, 12 minutes in, new Ream Integrity scoreboard, and the Kangaroos on fire today.
Well, they got them on the back foot, Rexy. They certainly have. All the good players are with the Kangaroos. They're winning the ball away from the middle, and it's stop plays. Got a player coming off the back of the square, which has been working pretty well. It's either King or Harvey. Motlop might do the job, but that has been working well, and they've just looked dangerous up forward. Fletcher has gone loose man in defence just to stem the tide.
McKernan against Barnes. There's the bounce in the middle. Barnes gets it down to Mercedes. Dragged out by Pickett. Huge tackle. Makepeace got a handball to McKernan. His kick was smothered. Bouncing ball. Herd of the Bombers has it. Little sidestep effective. Hand pass to the broadcast wing. Caracella. Oh, he stumbles over. Does it open the door? No. He recovers well. Knocked it to Jason Johnson. Handball to Mercury. Kicks to half forward. Good kick. Heffernan marks. 55 metres out. Perhaps a metre or two too far. He decides to thump it to the goal square. Lloyd and Watt back there. Lloyd, good shepherding. Goal to Heffernan. Essendon get one back. What a terrific start to this game. The new Ream Integrity scoreboard. Kangaroos 4 straight. Essendon 2-1. The margin 11 points. The goal to Heffernan. We've played 13 minutes.
And Chris Heffernan, who kicked that goal from about 53 metres out, after the ball went through, he just waited for to catch Matthew Lloyd's eye and said, thanks, mate, for shepherding that through. You are the one who set the goal up. Interesting at this ruck setup, McKernan's doing the ruck work, and at ground level, there's Grant, Simpson and Colbert. And it's Colbert who, after the contest, runs with Johnny Barnes.
So the umpire doing the stretching exercises as if he was a test bowler, and he comes in and he goes bang. The ball rises up for Barnes and McKernan to have a go. McKernan went too quickly. The ball came out there to Mark Johnson. Hand passed it over there towards Carousel to who is it? Reminauskas. To the left half forward flank. Motnop is there. Kicked off the ground by Blakey. A worm-burning kick that was described as a worm circumciser yesterday by the Galloping Gourmet at the MCG. But he's covering the games around Australia today.
Up in Subiaco, it's Geelong by a point there, 1-2-8 leading the West Coast Eagles 1-1-7, and in Adelaide it's 1-2-8 with Jarman the goal kicker, Sydney yet to score.
From the boundary throw in, the door opens for Mercury. Little hand pass to Caracella. Handball to Hurd, 75 out. His centering kick goes almost backwards. Mercedes has the run of it though. In the centre square, he's pushed off it by Grant. Morrell swoops in. gathers, handball to Colbert, kicks towards Rocker, one out with Henneman, Sam too strong. Now he'll kick from 55 and he can make the distance, no question.
Yeah, no, you'd be more confident here than where he kicked the last one at about 35-40, and that's the real worry, this move. Henneman has struggled, I think, this year playing on big body players, and at the moment Sav looks to be in as good a contested marking form as I've seen him for a long, long time. It hasn't been a great strength of his, but he's too strong for Henneman.
Kicked 6 goals last week against the Eagles at Subi. Has one today from 55 metres out. He unloads! He's got his second and he's excited. So are the Kangaroo fans. They've kicked 5 straight. 15 minutes in, the new Ream Integrity scoreboard. The Roos 5 straight 30. The Bombers 2-1-13.
Well, 4 points to the Kangaroos at the moment, Rob. They are dictating terms. Fletcher started in the goal square, forward goal square for Essendon. He's now had to go back and pick up McKernan when he comes off the ball after contesting the ruck. McCartney is a player now that will go down just to try and make the loose man for the Essendon team accountable, and that's a good move. You don't want too many free players for Essendon across half back.
The runner's been out to Henneman. Sorry, Woolsey, the runner's been out to Henneman a couple of times already. I'd expect something to happen there. More cross onto the ground for Carousella, and he is tagging Jess Sinclair.
Knocked out by Barnes, and it was taken in with one arm by Hurd, but he kicked it long, and the mark taken right over the other side there by Teague. He hand-passed it off to Motlop and kicked a long ball to left half forward. One-handed Hurd, couldn't get it. This is the bow and arrow. Archer went up and down, hand-passed to McKernan. A high ball back towards Sinclair. Got one over the shoulder. He got one over the shoulder. I was critical of the umpire who didn't blow his whistle. I was looking at the boundary umpire, but this umpire was right on the job, and that's why we've got 3 umpires.
And Sinclair got that because he was courageous enough to go where he knew he'd get absolutely thumped, and he was. 2 Essendon players absolutely ground him into the soil, and good on him. He'll get up and kick from directly in front, 30 metres out. I think Fletcher's already been moved onto the big Sav.
Yep, absolutely.
We're going to give some cheek Kangaroos, no doubt about that, Gary.
They are. The danger is it wakes Essendon up out of any lethargy that they may be experiencing, but he kicks this through. They're out to a 6-2 first quarter at the not even the 20-minute mark, so they've started terrifically well.
So, here we go. This little kid Sinclair went across a Nullarbor, then came home, then kicked a long goal. What a start to the Kangaroos on the new Ream Integrity scoreboard. Kangas are 6 straight goals, 36. Essendon at 2-1-13, 17 minutes gone on the 8-day clock.
Now, Rob, I'd have to say this. You talk about footy being a mental game. I'd almost be convinced that Essendon have found out that Wayne Carey's not playing just minutes before the bounce. Stevens out the talk all week, Martin out. I reckon they've just walked in there and their attitude hasn't been on.
And what about earlier this year? Bradley out, Kutafides out, Silvani out, and Carlton come out and knock them over.
And again they drop, so I reckon it is an exact replica.
Fletcher's gone to fullback onto Rocker.
18 minutes first term, the Roos with 6 straight. They are one of the more accurate teams in the AFL. 55% conversion rate this season from the bounce. Barnes won it down, Shark by Grant. Handball to Simpson, he went without it. Grant butters up, good work. Handball to Simpson, he was harassed, he's on his backside. Handball over his head, knocked towards Jason Johnson. Kangaroos running with authority here. King well done. Handball to McCartney. Low grubbing kick, a shocker. Bombers unable to control it through Jacobs, and he's pinged. Morrell was over the top of him. Jacobs said, I had no chance to get rid of it, but he wasn't knocking it out, says umpire Nichols. Morrell to take the free on the broadcast wing. Pops it up towards the lead of McKernan. Not a good kick. He has to double back. The Bombers spoil each other. Rocker does the roving. On the boundary line, handball to Sinclair. Kick straight into Hurd. Ball ricochets to Solomon. Hand pass off to Jacobs. Tackled well by Makepeace. Grubbing kick goes to Blakey on the wing. He drives the Roos to half forward. Sinclair marks in front of Moorcroft. 55 metres out. Has been going forward. He pops it to the goal square. McKernan and Pickett. Grant there. Ball comes to ground. Chance for Heffernan of Essendon to clear. Hand pass off to Mercedes. The Bombers away.
Smoke on Joel Mercedes. Long ball and the target. The Dr. Christian Barnard. He took the mark. Dr. Christian is there and he kicked it in towards the centre square, still at half back, and the mark taken by Lalich. So Lalich wearing the big thigh pads as well. He went to the left, then to the right, then to the left again, and then went bang like the man from Kent. Long ball to Lloyd, punched away from the back, but running onto it is Johnson. Mark Johnson's not there, but Jason Johnson hits the post. So a poster On the new integrity scoreboard, Essendon 2-2-14, Kangaroos a 6 straight 36, 19 and a half minutes in.
Well, he crumbed that to perfection. The big kick to centre half forward, and he got underneath it, just hit the post.
And a big kick in by David King is marked by Blakey on the outer side. The Bomber fans thought he was off. He was in front of a Bomber stronghold in the Great Southern Stand. His second kick is not good. It bounces over for a boundary throw-in, attacking side of the outer wing for the Roos.
Glenn Archer's gone to half forward. Solomon's picking him up, which leaves Hurd across half forward. I think King may have gone back, although now signalling for Archer to get back onto Hurd.
Great day to be at the football and a good game unfolding. From the boundary throw-in, Lowich wins it down to Solomon. Sidesteps a couple. Handball backwards to maintain possession to Mark Johnson. Delivers to the midfield for Barnes. It was knocked away. Sinclair mops up. Handball to McCartney. He'll go long to full forward. Rocker back there. Harvey to Crum. Harvey! He crumbs and kicks their 7th goal. What a start for the Kangas. 20 and a half minutes in, they've kicked 7 straight. The Bombers 2-2, the new Ream Integrity scoreboard.
And a little bloke who's absolutely red hot is Sinclair, playing on the wing for the Kangaroos. He was the one who got the handball to McCartney, who kicked it long to the goal square. The big sap gave the contest. It spilled over the back. Harvey goal.
Well, the last two players you mentioned, Sinclair 7 possessions, 5 kicks, 2 hand passes and a goal. Likewise for Harvey, 6 and 1 and a goal. Those two have dominated. Out of the middle, Kangaroos well on top. 6-3 out of the centre clearances.
Not accountable, Essendon at the moment.
Bang, the umpire put it down and went up there. Barnes, but knocked out by McKernan. Here go North again, but over the top comes Hurd. Quick hands to Smoke and Joe Mercedes. Kick no good. Marked by McCartney. Jason McCartney of North down towards Rocker! He came out and he's took a beauty, and he must have a shot. There's Mark Doran on 3RW bench.
Judd Lullich was doing nothing on McCartney, so he's off, and Carousella's on, so McCartney will go down and play loose in defence.
The Galloping Gourmet at Subiaco.
Another goal, that's a second to Ronnie Burns. He brings the margin back to 1 point, and it's in favour of the West Coast, 2-3-15, and Geelong are now 2-2-14. And in Adelaide, it's 2-2-14 Adelaide. Sydney yet to score.
So Rocker by Baby has a long, long goal on the way. They're carving them up. Rocker's kicked 3. He is in just absolutely scintillating form, marking the football. His kicking is superb. And my goodness me, if you've just landed from Mars, it is true. The Kangaroos 8 straight, 48. Essendon 2-2-14.
And Essendon coach Kevin Sheedy making quite a few changes. He's taken Barnes from the field. He's put Big Alessio into the ruck. Hasn't played a lot of football this year, Big Sess, so we'll see how he goes. But you're right, Sav Rocker has been sensational. He's leaping, he's getting in front, and he's kicking the ball as easy as you like from outside 50.
And they're just not accountable. They're not used to being dictated to, and they're not working hard enough or digging in and playing one-on-one footy. Essendon.
Hands up if you tip this. Alessio goes early. McKernan weighted down, won it down. Pickett takes it. Handball back to David King. Releases out wide. Good mark. Fingertipper taken by Rawlings.
3 players everywhere for the Kangaroos, and Essendon aren't doing the hard running.
Rawlings kicks long to full forward. McKernan there at the back. Harvey. He'll do it again. Another one. It's an avalanche. He's kicked his second. The Kangaroos have kicked 9 goals. 9 goals in just 23 minutes. For the 3rd time this round, a team has kicked 9 goals in the opening quarter. The Roos 9 straight 54. The Bombers 2-2-14. The margin, would you believe it, is 40 points.
Once again, there was 4 Kangaroo players he could have chosen to kick to. They won't work hard, Essendon. They're bludging. They set up the Pagans paddock here with all the space behind them, the ball falling over the back, Harvey running into space. They just won't work hard to pick up a man.
Get to you in a minute, Bondi, searching for the record books, and it's knocked out by Big Spider Burton. There's a high tackle. And the kick's going to go to Jason Johnson, who hand passed the Golden Boy Hurd. Hurd kicked a long ball inside 50, looking down there for Lucas. Spider Burton, a one-handed job, running onto it. Moorcroft, arse over Teddy went. Over the top comes the umpire. He'll go bang with a whistle, and he'll bounce it. Here's Bondi on 3RW.
Yeah, 9-7-61, I think the best score by the Kangaroos in a match against the Bombers. That was kicked in, well, we've got to go back a few years for that one, Rex. 1960.
Yeah, Graham, we had here. The ball now Goes bang. Don't you laugh, son. Have a look in the mirror. That was close. The ball came out there to Archer. Over the top now, that's King. Isn't he a will over the west outside 50? Oh, nice mark by Solomon, is it? Yep. Solomon's taken it on the right half forward flank. King Solomon kicked a long ball out. Hurd and Lloyd. Hurd over the top. Blakey. Lloyd running onto it. Tries to get it. Blakey doubles up and comes off the half-back line. Beautiful play by the Kangaroos, but a nice mark taken by Hardwick. Hand pass over the top there. Fletcher to right half forward. Now's a nice mark by Hurd at the punt road end. He's too far out to score, and he's on the left attacking flank, I should say, not right half forward, left half forward. He takes a step and goes bang with a high ball. Now we've got to go. Dr. Christian Barnard, nearly a mark. King comes off the back. Pace personified off the half-back line, kicks it out onto the centre wing, and a race into Hardwick. Right over the top comes Motlop. Over the back, Hardwick hand passed it on to Carousella, got it back to Fletcher. Fletcher kicked a long ball down. Here's Moorcroft. Oh, he went under it. Hit him in the cods. His eyes popped. The umpire said play on. The hand pass came out to King, and North are away.
They've got an open forward line. King bangs it to the outer wing. Foot race. Solomon in front of Rawlings. Can't control it initially. Good second effort. Handball to his own advantage. Runs onto it. Gathers. Kicks the Bombers inside 50. Lucas getting back. McCartney knocked it away. Bouncing ball. Archer tapped it on. Lloyd's got it. Can't get a handball away. Does so to Lucas. Handball to Moorcroft. He kicks from 40 but misses to the right hand side. Behind of the Bombers. Essendon 2-3. The Kangaroos 9 goals, 26 minutes in. Robert Walls.
Yeah, when Barnes came off, Alessio came on for the Bombers. Immediately Dennis Pagan took Colbert off and put the big spider on.
So he kicked it on himself. Harvey got it to on the buses. Blakey. Good to that time, Butler. And went out to Grant and he kicked it back to McCartney. Just keeping possession of the ball. McCartney passed the handset sign out onto the left half-back flank. Got Motlop. Took a mark, put it down. Ran past the Essendon sign and chipped it in. Oh, lovely mark down there taken by Watt. What's new? What? I said Watt. Hand pass over to the King. King from the Borough. Kicked a long ball down there towards McCartney. He's up over the top but Rocker grabs it. Oh. He did a dummy and he's kicked a goal. My goodness gracious me. 4 goals to Rocker. 10 straight goals to the Kangaroos in a spifflicating first quarter. A sensational quarter. 10 straight goals, 60 Kangaroos. Bombers lamenting 2-3-15. They've been left in the pits. They went for an oil change, and oils ain't oils, but Rockers are Rockers.
Best quarter of footy I think I've seen since I stopped playing footy this. They have been sensational. King has been dominant across half-back, Sinclair through the middle, and their forward line have just... They are intimidating this Essendon side, who we rate as perhaps the best ever.
When was the last time a team scored 10 goals in a quarter against Essendon? From the bounce, Burton wins it down. Sinclair roves, hurries a kick forward for the Roos. Bouncing ball. There's Mr. Everywhere Rocker. Handball towards Shannon Grant. It's knocked back to Rocker. Left foot kick to full forward. McKernan. One grab, couldn't bring it down. Solomon roves. Hand pass to Hardwick. Heads for the boundary line and finds it. A throw in 45 around from the Kangaroo goal.
Well, the size of McKernan and Rocker, not just the size, but they're working for front spot. They're getting up at full reach, and Henneman and Fletcher are really very nervous at the moment.
This is a team that in their last 5 matches have lost to Essendon by an average of 64 points. From the throw in, McKernan flicks it to the back. No one was there. Hardwick the hand pass to Mercedes. Hand pass to Jason Johnson under pressure. Hurries a kick towards the wing for McCurry. McCartney doubles back. McCurry knocked at the Carousella. There a go here, the Bombers. Carousella can't pick it up. Does so eventually. Handball to Lucas. He'll drive it to Lloyd. He's one-on-one with Watt. Watt knocks it down. Archer does the roving. Well done. Kicks it to Blakey. Bouncing ball. Blakey goes to ground. Has to get up and kick quickly towards Sinclair. Carousella is there. But what a game Jess Sinclair is playing, and he marks on half-back.
This little kid was told to stand up, and he's done. He went bang with a 40-metre spirited pass to McCartney, who marked it and went bang. Looking for McKernan from behind. Oh, no punch there. Henneman in all sorts of trouble with the big blokes. McKernan has marked it too far out to score, but he might unlaunch a long bomb. It's a shocker. A dud scud Rocker. Over the top, Pickett comes through. Boom, crash. A high tackle on Pickett against Hardwick. and umpire McLaren says it was too high, and over the shoulder bowler holder, North are going to kick 11.
Well, he ran hard and straight and didn't deviate. He may have been unlucky, Hardwick, but you've got to give credit to the bloke that's prepared to take a pack on and run straight. And I tell you what, they are just dominating this game to the extent that you would have thought Essendon were down the bottom of the ladder. They're shell-shocked, Essendon. They haven't experienced a spanking like this for such a long time that some of their players are not quite sure what they're supposed to do.
Do them good, no worries about that. Good kick in the guts, never hurt anyone. And the ball now goes through for a goal. Pickett has kicked. He's second. Rocker's kicked 4 and Harvey 2. And have a listen to this. The new Ream Integrity scoreboard, 29 now, 30 minutes in. Kangaroos, 11 goals, no behinds, 66 points. Lead Essendon by 51 points, 2-3-15.
And as they line up for the centre bounce, the Kangaroos have got 6 players at the centre half forward position. And you can put a blanket over 12 players. So the forward line's completely open except for those dozen all milling around centre half forward.
30 and a half minutes gone. Back in the centre, Burton beats Alessio. King knocked it on. It ricochets to Jason Johnson. Can't control it. Shannon Grant kicked it away from him. Mark Johnson of Essendon pushes it to half forward. No support. David King is there. He takes it. He has a bounce. He's up to the outer wing. He runs his full measure. He sends a low, searing pass towards Rocker. He soccers it towards Morrell. It goes wide of him for a boundary throw in front of the players' race in the Great Southern Stand outer side. And the Kangaroo fans, the blue and white army out there, applaud. What a stunning quarter. 51 points the lead. 31-minute mark. Boundary throw in. Burton and Alessio share it. Roving is Solomon. Kicks Essendon to half forward. Bouncing ball for Hurd. Archer in pursuit, knocked it away. Mercury, well done. Look away, hand pass to Hurd. He slips over. His kick bounces to Mercury. Tackled by Blakey. Handball to Barnard. Caught by Motlop. They will not relent, the Kangaroos. Archer gathers. Kicks hurriedly to the outer wing. King has it knocked away by Ramanauskas. Pickett and Hurd contest. Pickett knocked it to Rawlings. Left foot kick to centre half forward. Morrell! 60 metres out he marks. 31:40 on the clock. He kicks it to Sinclair. Bouncing ball. Jess, can he gather it? He does. 52 metres out. He steadies onto the left foot. Sells the dummy. 45 out. He goes for home. Another lap. That's 12. He's got his second. And this is unbelievable. They've been playing for 76 years, these two. The Kangaroos have never had a quarter like this against the Bombers. 12 straight 72. Essendon 2-3-15.
Jess Sinclair got that ball 60 metres out from goal. He straightened up. Carosella came at him. He sold the dummy to Carosella. He then got past him. 45 metres out on his left foot. He drop punted it straight through. It's the hottest quarter of football I've ever seen Sinclair play.
If you got off the plane from Mars, you'd say that is the greatest footballer you've ever seen play the game, Jess Sinclair.
Well, Stan Rope, what do you think about it? Hello! Well, Stan has actually just gone to sleep. He can't believe it. It went out. Here they come again. Knocked on by Sinclair. It went out to King, and there's a long goal! Point! Oh, a bee's diaphragm was in it. It went behind the stick. And what a quarter of Australian football!
Standing ovation.
Dennis Pagan leads the boys out from the coach's box. You should have seen him in there. Their body language is outstanding. Wayne Carey in amongst the box as well. He might have to come back through the reserves.
Wow! How about that? Kangaroos, 12 goals, 173. Lead Essendon, 2-3-15. Robert and Gary will tell you after the break, now is the time to just take a breath. There's just no energy got to go into this huddle, because Essendon will come out, and they'll come out with guns blazing. The Galloping Gourmet, your heart really feels good about good footy like that, son.
That when the game was in the balance and someone had to stand up, well, they just kept running forward, thinking someone else would do it for them, and I reckon they were blushing. And I made the comment, I thought they'd belt the Kangaroos before the game, and that is as good a quarter of footy as I've seen.
Umpire McLaren put it down in beautiful sunny conditions, and it was knocked out by Spider Burton. coming through Morale. He was all tied up and the umpire crossed himself again like the Monsignor giving mass on this beautiful, beautiful Sabbath day today. And Mark Doran, any changes down there?
Rexy Barnes is starting on the bench with Alessio in the ruck, so that means Lee Colbert sits down with him. And both teams had a lot of players changing their boots at quarter time. As this turf gets a little bit heavier with more rain, it's really slippery.
Thank you very much. The ball in the air. Knocked down by Alessio, went out to Carosella, kicked in mid-air by Rawlings. It went out to the wing position on the left half forward flank now in front of the Ansett Australia sign. The Bombers are there, but it's a free kick to King, giving his guts and determination as only he knows it.
He's a star, this bloke. He is a superstar of the competition.
So a long ball is not on. It's a short one to Harvey. And Harvey's taken a very, very nice mark over there on the Ansett Australia wing. Kicks a long ball to the right half forward, looking for Rocker. Sab's hot today. Takes another one grab mark, too far out to score. Fletcher on the mark. Sab sets it up with a long bomb towards McKernan. Lesio's over the top, but Spider Burton has kicked a goal. Spider Burton has kicked the RACB home security goal of the day. The praying mantis Spider came over the top and up the water spout. And the Kangaroos 13-179. The serial killer found that funny. And Essendon 2-3-15 on the Pulse Assist scoreboard.
Well, the big Spider actually crumbed it. It was Alessio who got his hands on the football. He dropped it. It went in front of Alessio. Big Spider came from the side, picked up the bouncing ball, hooked it round his big long body, and from 10 metres out put it through. I reckon that goal's the most important goal of the game, yep. Gary, because had Essendon got it, then maybe another one or two, the game's alive. Another goal to the Kangas and the game's over.
Sav Rocker, another great mark.
64 points the difference. The bounce off centre. Alessio won it down. Shannon Grant does the roving. Handball to Makepeace. Kicks the Kangaroos wide to half forward. Rocker and Fletcher. Fletcher gave him a nudge and takes a mark. And the crowd giving the Bronx cheers. Socks down. Fletcher brings it to the broadcast side for Jason Johnson. Takes the mark. Now the Bombers running. Johnson a bounce. Kicks the full forward. Lloyd in front. Shootmark does. And he'll kick from 35. Left forward pocket.
Well, he just hasn't had any opportunity at the moment. Shannon Watt would be the happiest player on the ground at the moment because he hasn't been exposed at all. Their midfield pressure. In fact, it's the pressure, I think, of the Kangaroos that's the most impressive thing of all. They have just given Essendon no time or space. That was one of the few occasions they went inside 50. A good lead from this bloke. He's just a great player. And I was going to say, Dustin Fletcher, time to stand up now against Sav Rocker, and he did on that occasion. I'll be interested to see how a lot of these Essendon blokes bounce back.
How long has the clock gone since he took the mark?
Well, that situation yesterday where Nathan Buckley got pinged from fullback for kicking out. 17 seconds he had the footy from fullback. I reckon we've gone 45 here.
I agree.
If he takes 10 marks and has 10 shots at goal from set shots, it'll waste 6 minutes in the game. He kicks his second goal. The end result effective for Bomber fans. They get the reply to the Kangaroos quick one. 3.5 minutes second term. Pulse scoreboard. Kangaroos 13-179. Essendon 3-3-21. The margin 58 points. Gary Bryce for the all-new Pulsar Hatch both venues.
We're at the 6-minute mark and West Coast Eagles trail by 2 points. Geelong are 3-5-23 and West Coast 3-3-21. And in Adelaide, it's 3-5-23. Adelaide lead by 21 points because the Swans are 2 behind.
Rob, it'd be interesting to see how they bounce back, Essendon players. Yep. See which ones are able now to tighten up, get on top of their opponent, take it bit by bit.
Bang, the umpire door, put it down. Alessio got it down. Coming across it there was Johnson. He kicked it forward and here's Hurd. Hurd's taken a very, very good mark. The Mark Johnson kicked on its trajectory, but Hurd's got Lloyd again. Lloyd goes over the top, but coming through down there. Oh, high tackle there on McGrath. I thought it was the other way round, but it's going to go to Blakey. Corey McGrath went through very, very quickly, but Blakey took the tackle. Hand pass off to Harvey. Harvey gets it out, and McCartney marks in the left back pocket.
4.5 minutes gone, second quarter. The Kangaroos to the punt road end in this term. McCartney wobbly, kicked the half back. Grant didn't read it all that well. Solomon behind him takes the uncontested mark. 2 kicks out from goal. Essendon looking to build. Solomon towards Lloyd. Hurd there. Lucas as well. Lloyd! Has he been paid it? No. Didn't bring it down. Hurd comes out of the pack. Hand pass to Jason Johnson. Pickett in pursuit. High tackle.
Yeah.
Jason Johnson to kick from 50.
He was under a bit of pressure, the umpire, because it looked like it was a Lloyd mark. Then it looked like it was an Essendon free. The umpire kept waving the arms. Ended up with Jason Johnson, who got caught over the collar, and the umpire thought 3 times, I better pay one.
I think he is one that has responded,
He's
Rob.
good.
He's been challenged and he's responded.
Yeah, 10 possessions coming in for Jason Johnson and a couple of centre bounce clearances.
Averages 22 per game and leads the 3RW Footballer of the Year award. For the Bombers to string 2 in a row for the first time today. No. Bad kick out to the right. Just scrapes through for one behind. 6 minutes, second term. Pulse scoreboard. The Roos 13-1, 79. Essendon 3-4-22.
They can win the game, the Bombers. They've just got to make sure that they gain about 3-4 goals a quarter. So at half-time, they need to come in. Instead of being 60 points down like they were at quarter time, if they're about 40 points down, they're still in the hunt.
King now trying to bring the tide across to the right flank. The ball now kicked outside 50. Went out towards Lucas from behind. Spider Burton punched it away. Carousella on hands and knees, then stood up and delivered a nice-looking pass. He was looking for Corey McGrath. Coming through for North Melbourne is Teague. Teague now kicked it down towards the half-forward line, and Grant came through. Took a bounce, kicked a long ball down. Rawlings is down there from behind. Now this is Hardwick. Hardwick picks it up. Kicks a little chip pass out in front of Henneman. A cruel bounce. Grant falls over. Kicked off the ground by Heffernan. Going through, Grant was gang tackled, but Mercury can't pick it up. Kicked off the ground by Shannon. Grant went out towards Carousella. Got it off to Hardwick. Hardwick tries to clear it outside 50. Nearly a decraniumisation, but King picks it up. He's caught. Ball, says the crowd, and the umpire will cross himself. And a scrimmage will take place. If they were dogs in the park, you'd get a hose.
Well, David King just took the opportunity. He was trying to handball the ball out. It was held to him. So he thought he'd swing freely and have a few free shots.
Umpire bounced it quickly. Harvey does the roving to Jacobs. Got a handball to King. He's tackled out of bounds and it's on again. Yeah. Pushing and shoving beneath the Bomber faithful, Robert.
Yeah, Joe Mercedes letting David King know, well, if you're going to try to get it past us, we're going to put as much physical pressure on you as we can. Because Kingy got Ramanaskas about 3 times with a...
Under the pretense of trying to knock the ball out, Rob.
Yeah.
From the boundary throw in, Jacobs wins it down to Ramanaskas. He hurries the kick away, hoping it will bounce over, but it's out on the full. Free kick to the Roos.
Don't you love watching David King play footy?
Yeah, no, he's a beauty. He has just gone up a level each year he's played. He's in the elite class.
Crowd are all over these umpires. Shannon Grant takes the free, kicks towards the lead of McKernan, and he marks it. Will line up for another one.
Well, Johnny Barnes is back on the ground, and he is a bit confused, Johnny Barnes, because the switch between McKernan and also Colbert has him double guessing, and that is a good thing because he's the one that usually has the opposition questioning themselves.
Henneman struggling a bit too as a key defender today.
McKernan for his team's 14th goal. Yes. The avalanche continues. What a stunning story. McKernan adds his name to the goal-kicking tally for the Roos. 14-1-85, 63 points clear of the Bombers, 3-4-22, 9 minutes second term on the Pulse assist scoreboard as we go around the grounds for the all-new Pulsar hatch to Gary Bryce.
Well, the West Coast Eagles have kicked 2 quick goals to take back the lead. They lead by 10 points. They're 5-3-33, and the goals were Embley and Miranda this term. And Geelong at 3-5-23. And unbelievable in Sydney, it took them 4-minute mark of the second term to score their second behind. Now they've kicked 4-2-26 to take the lead, the 11-minute mark, 3-5-23 Adelaide.
Out of the centre, North go again. Simpson inside 50, ran onto the goal square, and Henneman went for the safety of the boundary line. A worm-burning, up-country, ferreting Kyabram kick. And the ball went over the boundary line and out of bounds. Everyone's shell-shocked here, just expecting the Bombers to come back. And the Kangaroos' momentum is in full drive. They've put it into 5th and they're zooming down the highway at a million miles an hour. He's not allowed to do that. The ball came out now towards Grant. Grant received a hand pass and kicked a goal.
Yes.
Beautiful hand pass by Colbert. Grant has kicked his second goal. And it was just absolutely sensational. The Pulse Assist scoreboard is unbelievable, Rexy. 15 goals, 191. Essendon 3-4-22. If the King kick at the 34-minute mark had been as bee's dick to the left, it'd have been 16 straight.
And that would have been a record.
Shannon Grant on Joe Mercedes. Grant has towered him. Bondi, what's the head-to-head there?
Oh, Shannon Grant, 8 kicks, 4 hand passes, 12 touches, 2 goals. Joe Mercedes, 3 possessions, 2 kicks and a handball.
91 plays 22.
15 goals, 1 behind.
Unbelievable.
Cole Hutchison, Kevin Taylor, Bonnie, the great statisticians, will be loving this. From the bounce, knocked by McGrath towards Solomon, couldn't control it. Sinclair got it again. Hurried kick to the middle. McGrath for the Essendon team again. Handball to Mercury, handball to Solomon. He chips it out wide for Carosella. He'll take the mark below us on the wing. Slips over as he takes the mark. He's told that he's off. Hesitating on the mark was T. Carosella coming off the ground, no, staying back on. He delivers for Barnard, who marks 70 metres out. Goes towards the lead of Lloyd. Hurd there as well. 3 Kangaroos, though. Knocked down by Watt. Mercury soccer off the ground. McGrath there can't control it. Shannon Grant, well done. Handball to Motlop. Kangaroos away. Kicks out in front of Morrell on the wing. One grab, couldn't bring it down. Bouncing ball. He'd be happy with the boundary line, and he finds it. Throw-in, Kangaroos attacking side of the wing as Mercedes comes off.
Doesn't look injured either. He's just going to sit down and then warm up.
He's been pantsed, and I've never seen Mercury fumble like I've seen him fumble today.
Mercedes touches, Bobby.
Just 3 touches in that quarter and a bit.
Lucas wins it down to Solomon from the throw, and his kick smothered by Harvey. Ball ricochets to Mercury. Handball to Jason Johnson. Kicks to the middle. The Roos with 2 on 1. Blakey had it knocked away by McGrath. Sinclair is there, taking it Motlop. Handball to Teague in the middle. Kicks out wide. McKernan on a long lead. Oh, he couldn't take the mark. May open the door for Henneman. He knocks it to the wing. Pickett in hot pursuit. A scary side. Knocked on by Henneman. Hawcroft now. 70 out. A bounce. 2 bounces. 55 out. Oh, kick not good. Bouncing ball for Hurd. Teague takes it. Hurd's got him. No prior opportunity. A bounce 45 out from the Bomber goal.
Great tackle by James Hurd. Locked the ball inside the forward 50. I reckon a couple of Essendon players, because of the intensity of this onslaught, have taken their eyes off the footy a bit.
I agree, Rob, and at the moment they don't want to pay the price.
McCartney and Barnes inside 50 for the Bombers. Over the top, Blakey, bow and arrows there. The umpire will cross himself door again. Here's Graham with some more amazing stats on behalf of Delta Europcar.
Well, Jess Sinclair, another touch this quarter. He's had the ball 12 times. Shannon Grant, a great quarter. 6 touches this quarter. David King, 11. And Brent Harvey, 12 possession of the Delta Europcar stat sheet.
Bang, the umpire put it down. It came out of the bow and arrow in archery. Hand pass to Blakey on the buses. But a worm burner Kyabram kick picked up by Moorcroft. He kicked a long ball down towards Lloyd. He's up very high, but this is King. He's a star. But turnover to Carosella, got it across, and Johnson's kicked a goal.
Yep.
Jason Johnson's kicked a goal from a hand pass by Carosella. And the Bombers go to 4-4-28. Kangaroos up 15 goals, 191, 13 minutes in the second term. 13 minutes in the second term. And 19 goals have been kicked today.
Well, David King, he's a great player, but he does give you a chance because he will try to take you on, and that's what he did. He had the ball in the back pocket for the Kangaroos, and he tried to slip past a couple of Bombers. They stripped the ball from him. It ended up in Jason Johnson's hands. He was able to put it through.
They don't want to all try and win it off their own boot, Essendon. They just want to let Matthew Lloyd do the job. I think he's got Shannon Watt's measure. Give him space. Hurd was the one who flew with him then.
Back in the centre, Barnes and McKernan. McKernan wins it down. Bouncing ball taken by Carosella. Hurried little kick to half forward. Blakey doubling back. Couldn't take the mark. Bounces away to Corey Jones of the Roos. Handball to Harvey. Slipped over at the wrong time. Mercury's got it. Jones has got him. Good tackle. A bounce. The Bombers attacking side of the wing.
When Mercedes came off, Carosella went on to Grant. He's already had a couple of touches out of hand in that goal, and Paul Barnard's now got Sinclair on the wing.
I like the Colbert on Barnes move. It just keeps John Barnes honest, doesn't it?
Yeah, and Colbert would know Barnes inside out, being ex-Geelong teammates.
Barnes and Colbert to contest the bounce here. Colbert pushed Barnes over. Free kick to Johnny.
That's the danger, of course, when he has to do the ruck work.
14 and a half minutes gone second term. The ball kicked back to him over his head. Barrel, just the margins at the 2 venues.
Yes, it's 21-point lead to the West Coast Eagles, and it is a 7-point margin to Sydney in the second term.
Crowded forward line for Barnes to kick to. Just pops it to a long lead. Good lead, though, by Jacobs. He marks 60 out right half forward. Now the important one. Hurd to the pocket. Jacobs goes to him. Hurd leads and marks. And is met late by Jones. He plays on. Great play, Hurd. Finish it. He does. Will that been a spark. He could have waited and hoped for a 50, but the heads-up play by Hurd got up quickly, ran on, and there's still a bit of spirit in these Bombers. 15 minutes second turn, the Roos 15-1-91. Essendon 5-4-34, Pulse scoreboard.
Well, that is a lesson for blokes who do act and stage and carry on with all the crap around the game. Got knocked over, got on with the game while the rest of them laid down. Cut that bit of videotape out and show it to every junior footy player in Australia.
And the way he kicked the goal was terrific. He had a Kangaroo player coming at it. He knew if he kicked through the football, he'd have his kick smothered, so he kicked it no more than knee height through the goals.
So the Bombers starting to come back. Amazingly, they're still 9.5 goals down, but this is a great side. They're going to have to be good. Now the hand pass went out. And a long kick by Teague to centre half forward. Flying high down there was Big Rocker. It went out now for Barnes of Essendon. Here they come again. Got it out over the top to Bolton. Bolton kicked it long, and here comes Hurd. Hurd's quick hand pass to Carosella was a beauty towards Lloyd. And Lloyd will come up and try to get his third. That is just personified football by the Bombers.
Good football. Yeah, good football, and came from Barnes, who got the ball in the centre square, got the handball across to Bolton, who chipped a pass to James Hurd, leading from about 60 metres out from goal. Quick handball across to Carosella, who put the chip pass to Lloyd in the pocket. Good footy, Gary.
One by one, they'll climb on board, and they'll need to. Jason Johnson, I reckon, led the way. James Hurd said, well, I'm on for the ride, and if they can pick up a player or two along the way, they'll be okay. It would only add to the legend of this Essendon side if they're able to pick themselves up off the mat, and you would only give this side even a resemblance of a chance.
So Lloyd, 34 metres out on a 45-degree angle, and he's kicked a long goal. He's third. Here come the Bombers, and they're starting to warm up their 6-ball 40. 51 points behind the Kangaroos, 15-1-91. And the Galloping Gourmet on Throughout football.
Yes, the margin is 14 points. The West Coast Eagles lead 7-3-45, and Geelong are 4-7-31, and Sydney 7-2-44, leading Adelaide 3-7-25.
Yeah, good call, Gary. I reckon a few of the Bombers have said, well, let's make a game of it. Jason Johnson led the way. James Hurd's, he's there. Lloyd's there. I reckon Carosella's decided it's time to get the sleeves rolled up, and Hardwick in the back line, he's also part of it. So bit by bit, they're getting back into it.
Bounce back in the centre. McKernan wins it down. The bounce not going the Roos way. Moorcroft hurries a kick forward. Colbert and Teague. Teague ducked his head, was collected. We'll have a bounce in the middle.
Yeah, and the thing that can happen when you play such an incredible quarter and a half, Rob, is that there's no doubt you ask yourself, this is too good to be true. Something's got to turn against us when you're out on the ground.
Fresh legs on for the Roos. Cochrane on for Makepeace.
18 minutes gone. The Bombers have won this term by 7 points. From the bounce, Lucas goes up, takes it out of the ruck, kicks Essendon inside 50, bouncing ball, knocked away back. Barnard and Sinclair running towards it. Barnard knocks it near the boundary line, keeps it in. High left foot kick going wide to the pocket. Barnes there, knocks it back into play. Clever. Jason Johnson collides with McCartney. The ball's knocked to David King, caught by Hurd. Hurries the kick out wide. It will bounce over for a throw-in. 65 around from the Bomber goal as Sinclair upends Ramanauskas. Stupid play, and he's given away a free.
Yeah, the ball had gone out of bounds, and Sinclair, 40 metres away from the ball, just knocked Ramanauskas on his bottom.
And Ramanauskas will kick the full forward. He's got Lucas, he's got Lloyd. Lucas, Lloyd, they raffle it. It goes to ground. Lloyd has tackled. Good tackle, the Roos. Bouncing ball. Blakey back there in the goal square. Handball to Harvey in the back pocket, effective. Running out of room, he keeps it in. Measures a nice little chip pass and finds Shannon Grant, who marks in the back pocket.
Grant's been terrific and transfers play to the other pocket. The mark taken over there by King. King now in the elite of the competition, as our men have said. And the boy from Port Melbourne kicked a long ball out, looking for Pickett. Coming through beautifully is Moorcroft. Took it on and kicked a long, long ball to Lloyd. And Lloyd's taken a mark on the edge of the square. And single-handedly on the forward line, he is going to boot his fourth, I reckon.
Well, we did mention that Watt's got his handfuls if they can give him time and space and opportunity, and that's what started to happen. And he's looming as an obstacle. I reckon the whole challenge of this appeals to the Essendon side.
Yeah, Moorcroft jumped on board. The way he attacked that footy, and then the very long kick on the left foot to the front of the goal square to give Lloyd a chance. He's thinking and he's working hard. Boy, geez, wasn't it a good mark? He came from behind, got knocked off balance, still grabbed it. Look at the shoulders on him.
Yeah, he looks to be in absolute tip-top condition and in terrific nick as a player. He's in good touch, one grabbing.
Blood rule.
And yeah, we have got a blood rule. It looks like Jacob's off. It's a sign of a good player is when you mark strongly, one grab and kick truly, and he's been doing that. Sinclair off as well, which is no great surprise, and that would just give them a little bit of confidence, Rob.
Yeah.
Essendon side.
And Sinclair on the phone to the coach, and the coach will be giving him Mary Hell for what he did.
McKernan off as well.
Daniel Harris has come on, as has Judd Lelledge, and McKernan now comes off, and on comes Digby Morrell.
Superb looking athlete. Just looking on the monitor there, Lloyd.
Taken 4 marks. This will be his 4th kick. He's kicked goals with each of his first 3 kicks.
McGrath coming off as well. We've had about 6 changes in, well, no game time because we've had the break, and Mark Johnson, who's been on the bench for 10 or 15 minutes back.
So an important kick. This will bring it right back within reach of the reigning premiers. And Lloyd has kicked it behind the stick. He's missed it to the right. Well. Well, obviously he hasn't. Well, the goal umpire did everything except mount the fence, run up past the serial killer and hop in the box up here with us. And Essendon to 7-4-46, Kangaroos 15-1-91.
No, it was a great mark, Gary.
And Matthew Lloyd didn't reckon he kicked it, I think.
No, and I'll tell you what, David King ran to the goal square to do the kicking duties.
No one was excited at all. No one ran to Lloyd. It was a strange decision, but I'll tell you what, I think we got game on, and I didn't think we could possibly have a game back on after that first quarter.
It's been 4 goals to no score in 9 minutes. They're back within 45 points. Bounce back in the centre. Barnes and Burton go up. Burton gets his hand to it. Coming through, Harris of the Roos. Little hand pass off to McCartney. Kicks quickly. A torp to centre half forward over the head of Rocker. And Fletcher back there.
I think he's starting to climb on board as well.
Yeah, we've got about 8 on board at the moment. We'll keep counting.
Yep.
Need about 1 or 2 more goals before half-time, and they could well get that. Fletcher releases Moorcroft out wide. He marks, has a bounce. Runs his full measure, kicks to Mark Johnson. Knocked away by Motlop. Barnard knocks it down to Jason Johnson. 75 metres out. Goes to the pocket. Lloyd. He's going to wind up for number 5. Could be in front by half-time.
Well, I want to see that again because that ball was kicked like a bullet. It went through about 6 players. It was kicked by Jason Johnson hard and low over the head of 3 or 4.
Oh.
It hit him on the shoulder. He grabbed it with one hand. He just tucked it on the shoulder when it hit because he had his left arm held by Watt.
And even more impressive than that, Rob, was a bloke called Archer coming back at him the other way. So he had Archer at him from a front-on position, had Watt hanging off his jumper.
And Bondi's got the clock on how long it's going to take.
We'll give him another 40 seconds. 5 marks, 5 kicks to his 5th. Moorcroft's the player that's given the lift. 5 kicks so far in the quarter.
Boy, did the fat lady show great patience. She didn't come here when the margin was 69. If he kicks this, it's 39. And kick it, he does! Listen to that. Lloyd's kicked 5. Essendon have kicked 5 goals to no score in 10 minutes, and they're back within 39 points. Pulse assist scoreboard, the Roos 15-1-91, Essendon 8-4-52. We better check those other grounds with Gary Bryce.
We're at the 26-minute mark of the second term. The West Coast Eagles lead by 5 points. A good comeback by Geelong in this term. They trailed by 22. It's now 7-6-48 to the West Coast. Geelong 6-7-43. And in Adelaide, it's a 13-point lead to Sydney on 7-2-44 with Adelaide's 4-7-31.
A healthy dose of attitude now, Matty Lloyd, which is good to see.
Bang, the ball went down and Spider went out, but it came out. And Jason Johnson kicked it in again. Hurd went up one-handed. McCartney couldn't control it. Hurd ran onto it. Beautiful tackle by the bow and arrow in Archer. Judd Lelledge out the back, kicked it. It went out there, picked up by Jason Johnson. Hand pass to Hurd. Hand pass to Carousella for a goal. This is Champagne football at the MCG on 3AW. And the Bombers have come back Kangaroos 15-1-91. Champagne football on the Pulsar scoreboard.
Gary, question to you. Kangaroos are 33 points in front, 25-minute mark of the second quarter. Who would you like to have your money on?
I think the Bombers, Rob. I can't believe I'm saying that.
I've found a weakness in the Essendon lineup too. I'll tell you in a minute.
It's been incredible. The momentum swing has been as dramatic as you'd see, I reckon, in footy.
33 points the difference. Bounce in the centre. Burton goes up, takes it in the ruck contest. Tackled by Mercury. Ball spills to Cochrane. He's besieged by several Bombers. We'll have another bounce.
Just going into the game, Lloyd had kicked 66 goals. Next to Lloyd, there were 4 players on 17 goals. Barnard, Rioli, Hurd and Lucas. An unhealthy reliance on their full forward is the weakness.
From the second bounce, Solomon wins it down, rowed by Colbert. He's tackled, hand pass, a wild one, maybe effective. Cochrane paddled it to Shannon Grant. It's now on the broadcast wing, caught by Mark Johnson. Oh, they've gone in, the Bombers, they've gone in hard. It'll be a bounce, and Grant, well, he's going to get up very slowly. Very slowly indeed.
It is invigorating football. I mean,
what a
Jason
he's gone.
Jason Johnson on his hands and knees.
Oh, Grant's gone down. He is absolutely concussed by that knock. Simpson's won it from the bounce for the Roos. Mercury is there. He's tackled. We may have another bounce half forward for the Roos. Grant's coming off, Mark. Yeah, he doesn't know what day it is.
He looks like he's drunk a slab the way he was walking there. He's absolutely gone. He comes off the ground, and importantly for the Bombers, Alessio's gone forward, sharing the goal square with Lloyd at the moment.
Oh, they're getting nasty here from the bounce. Burton wins it down to Simpson. Hurries a kick forward, but it's all the Bombers. Bolton back there on half-back marks. Plays on, sweeps a handball to Barnard. Peppers a handball to Heffernan to Solomon. Back to Heffernan on the bounce. It goes wide of him. Mercury there to clean up. He'll kick the Bombers to half forward. Mark Johnson is there. Oh! He's taken a specky. He plays on. He's 50 out. He kicks to full forward. Alessio running out to it. Bouncing ball. Teague of the Roos is there. Can't control it. Simpson caught. Held to him. A bounce. 40 out from the Bomber goal.
That hit on Shannon Grant, where 3 Bombers just absolutely came in on top of him, that is as good a sign. We're going to have a look at it here. Grant, he's taken to ground by Mark Johnson, and then
his head.
Yeah,
his head on the ground, and the ball off the half-back line. And off the half-back line came Makepeace onto the wing in front of the Ferret, and the umpire's blown the whistle. He's going to ball it up and blow time on there, young Kieran Nichols.
It was invigorating stuff. Jason Johnson crawled on his hands and knees quicker than I could run, Rob. He was that desperate to get at it. Mark Johnson jumped on as well. Oh, it was just wonderful.
Bang, the umpire put it down, and Spider Burton tapped it out, looking for Simpson, and Blakey's over the top. Now Simpson got a quick kick in, but it marked by Solomon. Solomon marks it in the centre of the ground, and on the left boot kicked it out in front of Barnes. Barnes and Spider Burton. Burton couldn't get there. Barnes hand pass to Mercury. Mercury broke the tackle, gave it across to Hurd. Hurd got it off towards Dr. Christian Barnard. He kicked it down to Lloyd, who skipped a goal. 6 goals to Lloyd, and the Bomber avalanche continues. Bombers now go to 10-4-64. Kangaroos 15-1-91. Which reminds you of the 1972 grand final with the amount of goals being scored.
That's a great game of footy, and Lloyd is a star. He kicks more goals on average of a game than anyone in the competition now that Modra's out of it, and he's kicked 6 out of their 10 to this stage.
Time for a move, and McCartney it is, it's gone down, and he's going to try and get into Lloyd's face, which is a good tactic from McCartney. He's going to get done on the lead. He's going to try and put him off his game if he can, and he's trying his best, but he is absolutely red hot. 5 goals for the quarter.
29 minutes gone, still 3 minutes to go. Time for either side. From the bounce, Jason Johnson dives in, shovels a handball to Hardwick. He's tackled. We may have a bounce. No, ball spills to Cochrane. Kicks the Roos to half forward. King had to go one-handed, couldn't control it. Barnard Roves, hand pass Shade, risky. Moorcroft, well done. Handball to Hardwick, brings it to Carousella. Marks defensive side of the wing. Handball over the top to Heffernan. Here they go. Heffernan to half forward. All Essendon. Mark Bolton plays on. Here's Bolton. He kicks. He kicks. He kicks a goal. In 2 hours' time, this could be the greatest game we've ever seen.
Gary, I've got something to tell you in a minute.
30 minutes, second term. Kangaroos lead by just 21 now. It was 69 points 20 minutes ago. 15-1-91, plays 11-4-70, Pulse scoreboard. I think it was, the Saints led Hawthorn by 63
points.
And the Roos led by 69. Robert?
Well, I said at quarter time they just needed to work their way back into it gradually. Well, forget that. But the news, Gary, is they're all on board.
I think they've all jumped on board, and you take your hat off to Jason Johnson. He said, hey, get on with this game.
This is why people came to the footy in spite of Burton trying to lift his side. Stacks on the middle in the centre, going through there, and the hand pass came out to Jason Johnson. 1 bounce, 2 bounces, and he's kicked a goal.
Oh, they are the best side ever, those guys.
2 goals to Jason Johnson. 12 goals for, 76 to Essendon. Kangaroos are out of juice on 15-1-91. There has been 27 goals, 5 kicked in a half of football, and the Bombers have kicked 10 goals, 1 in this quarter, after the Kangaroos kicked 12-1 in the first quarter.
It's the most exhilarating half of football you could ever hope to see, Rob.
And the amazing thing, Gary, at every centre bounce, and we've had plenty of them, Essendon haven't got their hand on one. So you got Spider dominating the hit-outs, but Essendon taking it away.
9 goals in 18 minutes from the bounce. Jason Johnson's kick smothered by Simpson. He's tackled, gets a kick to the broadcast wing. David King leading the race. Brought down by Ramanauskas. Sinclair there for the Roos. High ball to half forward for the Kangaroos. Moorcroft, well done. He fists it out of bounds. And the roar is like someone making a century against the Poms here.
Gee, I reckon the Essendon fans are loving every minute of it. Even going down in that first quarter, I reckon they said, well, now we've got something to cheer about. Let's get behind this team.
Boundary throw in. Pickett takes it. It was knocked away by Henneman of the Bombers. Chance for Bolton to run onto it. He soccers it up to half forward for Essendon. They've got the numbers again. Mark Johnson, little soccer kick out wide.
Take the mark, Ferret.
Bounces over for a throw-in, but it's Mark Doran.
I'm keen to jump over the fence, and I can tell you the body language in the North Melbourne box is completely different. If I didn't know better, I think there's a look of resignation on a couple of faces up there.
Believe it or not, they still lead by 15 points. 32.5 minutes gone. Second term from the throw-in. Caracella takes it. Kicks Essendon to within 60 metres of goal. Mercedes is there but tackled. Harris of the Roos is tackled. Jason Johnson tried to break the tackle. Handball out wide. Harris of the Roos heads to the safety of the boundary line, and it's the only friend of the Roos right now. We'll have another throw-in beneath the MCC members stand. 65 metres around from the Bomber goal, and the patrons that entered this ground and are sitting at the city end have had a lot of the play.
The ball now spinning back into play, and Burton over the back as Caracella hand pass it. Sinclair went through. He was all tied up, and Simpson got a very, very high tackle.
Byron Pickett has been just across half forward. I'd get him on the ball, Robert.
Yep.
I think probably 10 minutes ago was the time, just to match the physical presence in the middle of the ground.
Good point, good point.
Thank you. Bang, the umpire put it down in the shadows of the post. It went out, kicked in midair by Simpson of North. Oh, clean bowled. Everyone went to half forward for the Kangaroos. Knocked on over there by Jacobs. This is Pickett. He tries to break Heffernan. He tries and successfully breaks Henneman. He kicked a long ball to Christian Barner, but what a mark by Teague. Teague flew across Royce Hart-like at centre half forward. And this could be the steadier that they need to at least go in with a bit of positivity.
And the Essendon supporters are pretty disappointed because they had a magnificent run going. But the player you mentioned, Gary, was the one who set it up. It was Byron Pickett who took 2 on, got past them and kicked the ball between full forward and centre half forward. Teague took the mark.
He's never kicked a goal in the AFL.
A big moment for this young man at the punt road end. He comes in and he's kicked a goal! Wow! How about that? Jack Little, no comment. What a half of Australian football. An absolute rip snorter. But I don't care how much you like it, it can't be better than what we've just had for the last 60 minutes. And that's fishing Kangaroos 16 goals, 97. And Essendon 12 goals for 76. And a 21-point lead to the Kangaroos with 28 goals, 5 having been kicked in a half of football.
Channing Grant's back out there, made a remarkable recovery, and you could have got $7 for the Bombers to win this game at quarter time.
Wow, this is what it's all about. The best footy in the land. You're hearing it on 3AW Football.
Bang, and the umpire put it down, and McKernan went up and got it down looking for Grant, but Carousella brought it across his body and kicked it to the right half forward of the Pund Road into the stadium for the Bombers. Bill Jacobs went out, got a hand pass across to Hardwick. Hurds held.
Yep.
Hurds held and get a free kick away from Archer, and Hurt could goal in the first moment of play.
Interesting setup at the centre bounce for the Bombers. They had Mercedes out on a wing. Now, that rarely happens. He's nearly always in at the centre bounce. Mercedes out on the wing, and at the last second, they brought Hardwick into the centre bounce. So I reckon they're looking to get as hard and as tough as they can in that middle.
Huge kick this.
James Hurd at the right half forward flank, 48 out for a long kick, and it will go behind the stick for a behind. Pioneer home scoreboard for Devine. The Bombers are 12-5, 77 Sunset Strip. Kangaroos are 16-1, 97. A minute gone today in the third. Shut up, Rex, you idiot.
First goal crucial here.
Harvey chips to himself, goes out wide for Blake. He kicks and it lands on the line, so there'll be a boundary throw in because he had chipped it to himself. James Hurd not aware perhaps of the rule there, took the free kick. Boundary throw in. Half forward, outer side for the Bombers.
If the Kangaroos are able to kick this first goal, it stretches the lead out to 28 points, I think it is. So that is hard to come back from. I mean, the momentum was all there in the second quarter. Try and regenerate that is going to be tough. So 28 points would be a handy lead.
Boundary throw in on 50 for the Bombers. Colbert and Barnes to contest. Carousella in front. Not a good boundary throw in. Hurd the handball to Moorcroft. He's on the boundary line. He kicks. He misses. 2 behind the Bombers. No score, the Roos. 12-6, 78 Essendon. The Kangaroos 16-1, 97. The margin is back to 19 points.
And in Adelaide, Sydney got another score. They're 9-3, 57, and Adelaide 7-10, 52. That's on the Devine Pioneer home scoreboard. And it's going to be the mediator, is it?
Yep.
Makepeace kicks it over the top to Harvey. Harvey's got it. He won the medal when Robert coached Victoria, and they were inspired by a man who's up the snow at the moment, poking fun at us. And Simpson marks it on the half-back line at the Pund Road into the stadium for North. He's now just looking, and he'll kick it over the top. Oh, it's a Scheisenhausen kick. They've given it up to Lloyd. Lloyd went for a hand pass. He went for another hand pass to Dr. Christian Barnard. Barnard kicked a long ball towards Bill Jacobs. And Jacobs has marked it 46 metres out from where Hurd had a chance to score a couple of moments ago.
Well, he was there for quite a while, and a couple of handballs across there. Good vision from Barnard. They've started this third quarter very well. All the attacking inside 50 here.
Thank you very much. Jacobs comes in the sunshine on the right half forward flank. Look at the Essendon fans just concentrating as the ball's gone for a goal. Holy dolly, what a beauty. And the Bombers are 13-6, 84. Kangaroos 16-1, 97. A ball game here at the stadium that is made for this great Australian game.
Pretty important kick, Gary, as you called it. They got the first goal in the third quarter, just reduces the lead. They've got the momentum up. And Bondi, can you tell us the goals scored since quarter time?
The Bombers have kicked 11 goals, 3 to the Kangaroos, 4 straight.
Jason Ball's kicked 3 goals in Adelaide. The Swans by 11 points, 10-3 to the Crows, 7-10.
Carousella, Johnson, Ramanaskas against Colbert, Grant and King.
4 minutes, third term from the bounce. McKernan palms it down. Colbert goes without it. Jason Johnson charges through, gathers, kicks the Bombers to half forward. Barnard charging out. The bounce is favourable. He's got it 70 metres out. Wraps a kick around his body. Hurd slides into it on 50. Probably a metre too far out. He goes to Lloyd. He's in front. He flies. He marks. And he'll line up for number 7.
Great foot skills. Barnard twice, Gary, has set opportunities up for the Bombers. That one over to Jacobs for the goal, and then that one there where he set it up for Hurd.
And both Lloyd and his opponent McCartney lost the ball in the sun, and you'll see Jason McCartney, he doesn't even jump or try to spoil the ball, he just lost it in the sun.
This to make it a 7-point game, the closest it has been since the 9-minute mark of the first term. One of only 3 men to wear red and black and kick 100 goals in a season. He'll probably do it this year as well. This for number 73 and 7 today. He's 40 out. He splits the middle. They are surging. 2 goals in the opening 5 minutes. They're back within 7 points. The Roos 16-197. Essendon 14-6-90. Divine Pioneer home scoreboard. Gary Bryce for Nissan.
A 15-point margin to Geelong, and they're 10-10-70 leading the West Coast 8-7-55.
And it's the Swans by 11 points in Adelaide.
Is there a sense of inevitability about this, Rob, at the moment?
Oh, yeah. Look, I think Essendon will win. And I'm running out of space on my record to put the goals in for Matthew Lloyd.
Well, he loves kicking them, that's the other thing, and that sounds funny from a full forward, but he won't be content with a bag of 7. He'll be thinking 12 at the moment.
7 straight today, 8 marks, and 7 kicks, 7 goals.
I'd have David King in at the centre bounce.
And Pickett, I reckon.
Yeah.
Bang, the umpire put it down and Barnes went up, but he was beaten by McKernan. But here comes Hardwick. Kicked a worm burning ferret kick out to the wing position. This is the bow and arrow in Archer. Boom, crash, uproar over there on Mark Johnson. But now Archer kicked a worm burner and clean bowled 4 byes with Grant. Over the top there, that was Solomon. It wasn't, it was Ramanauskas. Stacks on the mill job over there, and the umpire will have to bounce this. He'll now blow his whistle. He did, and Kieran Nichols will bounce it on the edge of the sunshine at centre half forward for the Kangaroos.
Funny atmosphere at the moment. I reckon the crowd are saying, well, gee, the the Kangaroos are just about the form side apart from the Bombers. If they can't beat them after getting to 69, who can?
Well, that inspires you, that one. The ball came out to Mercedes. Mercedes now get it out towards the wing. Roberts onto it. All the best, Aaron. Tonight's the night. The ball came out to Jacobs. Hand pass up to Carousella. Carousella on the right half forward flank. He goes short over the top towards. Oh, Johnson marked. And Mark Johnson has marked it at centre half forward and could bring it back within a point. You're right. Lemon chicken, I said, Rob. We're going to the Bamboo House tonight.
Robert's choked.
Bamboo House, 69, lemon chicken. And here it comes. Jared Daffy can shout if this mob get up. And he's kicked it behind. And the crowd should boo. You should boo. Boo. Here they come. They did. Ah, it's the Tobins. They looked at the serial killer. Bombers are 14-7-91. Kangaroos 16-1-97.
Harvey to bring it back into play.
And have a look at Mark Johnson guarding the kick in. He will not give them an inch.
Harvey high ball towards outer half back for McKernan in a pack. Ball knocked down. McKernan robes. Just puts it onto the boot quickly. Kicks to the attacking side of the wing. Solomon and Morrell. Solomon over the top. Push Morrell on the back. The umpire said okay. He knocked it to Jason Johnson. Handball off to Heffernan. Running from half back. Handball to Hurd on the wing. He's caught. Gets a hand pass to Lucas. He hurries a kick to half forward for Essendon. It bounces wide of Moorcroft. McKernan is there. He's caught. Handball to Makepeace on the defensive 50. He breaks the tackle. That could be important. He tucks it under the arm and like an All Black runs away. Kicks the Roos to half forward. Pickett. Juggling mark. Now he's 70 metres out. Can they get one back here, the Roos? They lead by a goal. He kicks towards a loose man in the pocket. Shannon Grant marks and will tell. He should get 50, will he? Hardwick arrived late. Umpire says he may have staged for it. He should go anyway. 35 out. It will be his third. It would really steady the Roos.
Well, they need it. They just need it because I don't think there are too many people in the stadium at the moment that think the Kangaroos can win. And as soon as the players start thinking like that, well, it's all over. So this goal will it keeps their nose in front by it'll be 2 goals in and a slight hope.
How long can they sustain this remarkable accuracy rate? 16-1. The only man with a behind, David King. Grant for 3 straight. Delivers. No. Has he missed it? He has missed it. Oh, now they're getting jittery. 9 minutes, third term. The Roos 16-2-98. The Bombers 14-7-91. Divine Pioneer home scoreboard.
And thank you very much. Now this is Fletcher. Best and fairest last year. And the ball now in his hands, and he'll be told to move it on by the umpire, and he kicks a long ball. He'll be looking out there for McCurry, but coming back is the Morrell boy. Morrell's taken a very good mark for North, so he's too far out to score. Morrell kicks a long helicopter punt, and here's a mark. Is it to Rawlings?
Yep.
And Rawlings has marked it, and surely he can put the 17th on the board from 28 metres. Not a big angle at all.
Poor kick by Morrell. He went for the long drop punt. His target was Big Sav. He didn't connect as well as he would have liked, and the ball dropped short. Rawlings in the right place at the right time.
So Mike Sheehan downstairs looking at the Geelong game. We can expect a bit of an article on the Herald Sun tomorrow about the Geelong West Coast game. I don't know why you come here. There's a jump race at Werribee today, Mike. So the ball comes in there, and Rawlings has kicked a long, long point. Oh, they're two bad misses. It's a goal! Oh, my goodness me. I'm going to Budget Eyewear. Who sponsors us? Who's it? Budget Eyewear. I've got Christian Brothers eyes. Something wrong with me. Well, people knew that. Essendon 14-7-91, Kangaroos 17-2-104, but that was in by a bee's diaphragm.
Yes, it was. It just brought it back from right to left. And, the atmosphere's just gone into a bit of a lull at the moment, Rob. So you'd like the Kangaroos, if you're a Kangaroo supporter, to get one more, and they'd be right back in it. But they're right back in it. They haven't been headed since the first bounce.
Johnny Blakey, 340-game veteran, is standing on James Hird. Hird at half forward for the Bombers.
Hasn't missed a game since round 1797, John Blakey today. 100 straight.
Standing on him.
From the bounce, Barnes and McKernan. McKernan wins it down. Taken by Simpson. Kicks the Roos to half forward. Rawlings has got it. Feeds a handball to Harvey. Can he get around his opponent? He does. He has a bounce. He goes short for Pickett. Oh, is it 10? It is. And Pickett's been paid the... Oh, free kick in the back. Well, he paid the mark initially, and now he says in the back. Free kick to Pickett. He'll take it 55 out. Wrestle on behind play.
Essendon wouldn't want to think that they've done enough, Rob. They wouldn't want to think that as we said, they haven't headed the Kangaroos at all. So if they've taken the foot off the accelerator, then they'll sneak away again, the Kangas.
Can he kick 55?
He could kick this. He could kick this. He'll have to kick it 56, 58 metres. He's capable.
27 for the year. 2 today. Goes long. It will land in the square. Oh, mark to the Roos. What a grab, McKernan. In the goal square. They're going to get another goal, the Kangaroos.
Should never have happened. That ball was high, slow, into the goal square. Fletcher, Henneman, Lucas were all back there. One of them should have got a fist on it.
You just wonder, Rob, if they've knocked off early, Essendon, thinking they'd done enough.
Here's the roar for the McKernan goal. The patrons at the city end have seen plenty of action. McKernan gets his second. 14 of the... how many goals down that end? Bondi, 22,
24 now,
24 to 32.
6.
The Kangaroos 18-2, 110. Essendon 14-7-91. 13 minutes third term. Divine Pioneer home scoreboard in Adelaide. 17 minutes into the third term. Sydney 10-3, 63. The Crows 7-11, 53. Gary Bryce,
Subiaco at the 18-minute mark. A 17-point lead to Geelong on 11-12, 78 with West Coast on 9-7, 61.
Thank you very much to the Guillemin Gourmet today for the all-new Nissan Pulsar hat. Knocked out by McKernan, but the ball came out of Smoke, and Joe Massetti kicked it inside. Moorcroft's there. Couldn't take another mark of the year. McCartney came through, letting him go. He had a go and got it out quickly, looking for Harvey. Punched away by McCurry. It went to Lloyd. Lloyd hand passed it back to McCurry. McCurry hand passed it over the top there. The hand pass came from Solomon to Massetti. Went back towards Solomon, but a turnover. Hand pass went to Simpson. Went on further to Grant. He hand passed it off towards Sinclair. One bounce, two bounces. Ran to half forward, kicked a long ball in towards Archer. Hit him nearly in the head. Over the top, he went to the boundary line. He's tackled. Play on, said the umpire. And the ball is going to be out of play on the throw in front of the Mario's Delta Europcar sign. Left half forward flank at the main scoreboard end.
14 minutes, third term. The Roos by 19 points. Boundary throw-in, McKernan in front of Lucas. Another short boundary throw-in. McKernan takes it, he's tackled. He paddles it back to the line. And will it roll over? It does. We'll do it all again. 60 around from the Roo goal.
Well, just a little bit of a 10-minute lull by the Bombers. They were terrific in the second quarter. They started the third quarter well, but the last 8 or 9 minutes, Kangaroos have had most of the play.
Midway through the third term, Kangaroos by 19 points from the throw-in. Rocket took it. Handball shark by Jacobs. Handball to Mercury on half-back. Kicks it up towards Ramanauskas. Takes a home hardware contender mark over the top of Rawlings. Plays on. Handball out wide for Fletcher. He'll thump it long, no doubt. Does towards half forward. Mark Johnson there. Free kick going the way of the Bombers for holding on. They play on quickly to Lloyd. And Lloyd marks in the line-up from 45.
One of the things that Lloyd does, he leads up the middle of the ground, and Essendon know that. And when players are coming forward from wing and half forward, they always square the ball up. They kick to a spot, expecting the full forward to be there. He rarely lets them down.
And it's so hard to guard. Sometimes you just got to take a bit of a risk when you're playing on someone like Matthew Lloyd and play that 5 metres in front of him, sort of pushing towards the middle of the ground, because he is so quick and he reads it so well.
His best return this year, 10 against the Eagles in round 6. He kicks today. He's now got 8. The Bombers close back within 13 points. 16 minutes third term, Devine Pioneer home scoreboard. The Roos 18-2, 110. The Bombers 15-7, 97. It's the Swans by 10 points in time onto the third term at Footy Park. Gary Bryce again.
21-minute mark, and it's an 18-point lead to Geelong, and they're 11-13-79 with the West Coast 9-7-61.
For Delta Europe car, Matthew Lloyd, 8 kicks, 9 marks, 4 hand passes, 8 goals straight.
Glenn Archer gone to half forward where he's moved off James Hird. Blakey's gone on to Hird, and it looks like Scott Lucas is playing at half back and will probably pick up Archer.
Jason's not in the same class as Lloyd. Love Jason McCartney's way, but I worry. The ball out of the centre. McKernan knocked it out. This is Harvey trying to get it across to Pickett. Pickett hand pass to the bow and arrow. Archer got it across to Harvey. Left half forward at the main scoreboard end. Sets with a finger breaker. Long one to Sav. Sav's got a lift now and given plenty. The hand pass came around from Carousella. Got it off to Scott Lucas. And diving on the ball over there, King Solomon. Solomon near the Ansett side on the right half back flank has got it. Carousella was the target, but he went via the Cape to Hardwick. Hardwick now on the left half-back flank. So they've come around, and the lead came out there from Lallich. It's been ignored. Now he's going to go to Lallich. They're just maintaining possession at the moment. Essendon on the left attacking flank in the shadows of the Northern Stand, which is coming down in a few months' time, or years' time. When's it coming down?
In 2 years.
Few years. Thanks a lot. Just filling in. The Tobins don't have the luxury. The ball now comes down there. It went out towards Smoke and Joe Mercedes on a one-handed juggling mark to King. King of North Melbourne kicked it into the sunshine at half-back. Harvey ran onto it. He hand-passed it across there. And running onto it is Modlop. Modlop of North, a long ball down, and the mark of the day by Lucas. An absolute beauty. Soared across the back, took it, kicked it down to half-forward. Over the top of the back there, the hand-pass came out towards Lallich. Lallich has kicked a long point. Didn't get the bloke who hand-passed it. Corey McGrath, hand-passed it to Judd Lallich.
It's incredible at the moment. The intensity, the desire. We're just waiting for something to give, waiting for something to break. It's a 12-point ball game.
Oh.
It may have broken for Makepeace, but he gets out of trouble. Clearing kick, Lallich and Colbert. Simpson and Red at best at the back. Will need to hurry. Kicks onto his left foot. It's lucky, but it didn't sit for Pickett. And the Bombers are a chance. They've got all the numbers. McGrath, he missed Jacobs when he needed to hit him with the handball. That was costly, but Heffernan butters up well and
kicks to centre half forward. It's stolen away for the Roos by Jones. Break away the Roos. Handball to Sinclair. Sinclair can go short. On the bounce will be taken by Archer. 65 metres out. Has Shannon Grant in the pocket. Goes to him. Grant will mark. 30 out on the boundary line.
Bounced back pretty well, Shannon Grant.
He pops it to the goal square. Sinclair, it'll go. Oh, Sinclair marks it on the line and will kick a certain goal for the Roos.
And a really vital one now. This is time ticking away. Nearly 20 minutes in the third quarter. And this should give them an 18-point lead, which is going to be very, very handy. Tough angle. Well done by Grant. He got knocked out cold. He was on jelly legs in the second quarter, and he's bounced back. Heffernan running with him, and he's got a great work rate now.
He's a left footer, this kid, isn't he?
He's a left footer, but gee, he's conceded a lot of ground, hasn't he? He's gone and stood on the boundary line. You've got to crib a little bit.
He could have let it go, and it would have been a goal, but he was not sure of his surroundings. He cribs half a metre now, and he's told he's played on. The Bombers don't hear the call. They didn't hear the call, and he kicks the goal. And their lead is 3 goals, and that's how many Jess Sinclair has kicked this afternoon. We're edging towards time on of the third term, and on the Divine Pioneer home scoreboard, the Roos have rallied. 19 goals to 116. Essendon 15-8-98. At Football Park, 24 and a half minutes gone, third term. The Swans accurate kicking 10-4-64. The Crows 7-11-53. Gary Bryce, Subiaco for the all-new Pulsar Hatch.
And 25 both the margin and the time. It's a 25-point lead on 12-14, 86 Geelong, and West Coast are 9-7-61.
Thank you very much here, Gary. Ball back in the centre. So North just hanging on. They're doing well. Right over the top there, that was Spider. Burton Stacks on the mark, on the ball. The Stacks on the mill. Jesus. Sorry.
I just reckon Caracella, who's playing at half-back, Caracella's playing on Pickett.
We could have Stan Rope broadcasting here.
At these bounces, he's got to guard Pickett, because Pickett will let loose at a bounce and come charging in and clean someone up. I just reckon Caracella's got to have touch on him.
So the ball now in the air. It came out there and was kicked forward by Caracella. It went to the left half forward flank. Moorcroft fell over. McCurry hand passed it on. Filled on further down there towards Bolton, but he fell over off the half-back flank. Blakey kicked it out into the open spaces. Left half-back flank. Can Shannon Grant get to it? Yes, he can in the last rays of sunshine over there. Kicked it in beautifully to Spider Burton. He couldn't control it, but he hand passed it back to Motlop. Motlop kicked a high ball for down there. Colbert went up, but it went behind him. This is Bill Jacobs spinning around. Nearly a one-handed mark to Smokin' Joe. Mercedes on the left boot, picked it high down by Moorcroft. Moorcroft takes the mark. Not the mark of the year, but he's got that. He's got the car. Moorcroft forward to the centre wing, kicked a long ball. Hurd's up, and the ball could go over the boundary line and out of bounds. And looking across there, no Sam Newman, and more importantly, no Dermot, who's in Bali surfing. And the special comments men, Simon Madden and Terry Wallace, they've never had so much to say, the special comments people.
Burton to contest against Lalich. A throw in 45 around from the Bomber goal. Lalich working to the front. Burton wins it down. There's a scramble. Couple of tackles laid. The ball squirts to Harvey. Handball to Shannon Grant. Kicks up to half-back. Mercedes gets in the way. His kick not good. McGrath takes it on the bounce. Handball to Jason Johnson. Somehow finds an opening and kicks the goal of the day. 3 goals to Jason Johnson. That was easily the best. Shrugged the tackle, found the opening, drilled it from 45. It's a 2-goal game, 22 and a half gone. Third term, Divine Pioneer home scoreboard. The Roos 19-2-116. Essendon 16-8-104.
And Corey McGrath set the Bombers up with some terrific handball playing across half forward, but the goal was just all will and power and strength. Jason Johnson is a star. I reckon he's in one. I'd put him in Essendon's best 4 or 5 players.
23
now.
possessions today, Rob. 3 goals, 2 for JJ.
Yeah, great individual effort, and they needed someone to lift them up again.
And he's done it. Now, can the Kangaroos answer? It went out to Shannon Grant. That's one of the best comebacks since Lazarus. On the umpire, crossed himself, umpire Gavin Dorr. I think Sydney are getting away from Adelaide over the border. And Sydney at 12-4-76. Adelaide in trouble on 7-11-53. And it's 3/4 time. So Adelaide staring it down the tube, and Sydney consolidating in the centre, knocked out by Burton. Running onto the ball there. Going through for the young player is Harris. He couldn't get it. Smokin' Joe dropped it. Lucas's hand pass, no good. Sinclair, rough and tough stuff. It's very, very good. The hand pass by Sav went to McKernan. Now Sinclair got it to Simpson, and Simpson kicked it left. And on the left half forward flank, it's the bow and arrow in Archer. Archer's a long kick of a football, and he's going to have to kick the skin off the side of the air conveyance as he comes in. We've ticked over 4 minutes into time on in this third term. 24 minutes have gone. We're in the 25th minute, and this is a very important kick for North. The bow and arrow Archer has kicked a long point. Behind the stick it went. And the Kangaroos to 19-3, 117. Essendon to 16-8, 104. 24 and a half minutes, Pioneer home scoreboard and 8-day clock.
Fletcher brings it into Mark Johnson, has a loose man in about 40 metres of space. Ramanauskas waits for it to bounce a couple of times, chips it up to Lalich. They've moved it beautifully. Lalich kicks inside 50, Hurd running back, Lloyd running forward, bounces in the middle of them. Lloyd keeps it in momentarily, but is tackled over for a boundary throw-in. 10 metres around from the left behind post for the Bombers. How well did they move that then?
Yeah, good kicking team, Essendon. Kangaroos have got Pickett at full forward. They've given him the entire 50-metre area. Heffernan's dropped back to guard him.
Margin 13 points.
Jason McCartney again doing his best to get inside Matthew Lloyd's jumper.
Essendon deep in attack. Ball knocked down by Simpson of the Roos, back over the line. McCartney takes it for another throw-in. 7 metres around from the behind post for the Bombers.
Well, look, at the moment, the Kangaroos are hanging in admirably, I reckon. It's just about even money now.
Essendon have won the term by 8 points. The Kangaroos still own a 13-point lead. Boundary throw in, Alessio got a hand to it. Shannon Grant kicks straight into David King. Risky handball for Motlop. McGrath alongside. Ball near the right forward pocket boundary line. And it's over for another boundary throw in. What a Sunday afternoon of football this is turning out to be. Gary Bryce, your margin at Subiaco.
The margin's 19 points, 92 for Geelong, Eagles 73.
Boundary throw in, Alessio in front. Burton there as well. It's knocked down. Mark Johnson, free kick. Bombers way. Oh, that's a big call.
Massive free kick.
Mark Johnson to take it.
Massive free kick in the context of this game. It was a stop play situation. The ball up. There were huge numbers around. No one was really going to break free. And it was there. I just had a look at it. Brent Harvey just grabbed a hold of his arm and pulled him off the ball, and he gets a shot on goals reward, Rex.
35 out, right forward pocket, 5 in from the boundary. Mark Johnson has kicked a goal. Has there been a more important free kick this afternoon? The margin is now 7 points. 26 and a half minutes, third term, Divine Pioneer home scoreboard. The Kangaroos 19 goals, 3, 117. Essendon 17, 8, 110. 1 goal now to Mark Johnson.
Just had a look at it on the replay, and it was a very soft free kick. But that's the way that it goes, and Mark Johnson has been doing a tagging job on Harvey, and Harvey's had a pretty good game for the Kangas, Bondi.
He has, Rob. 20 possessions, 14 kicks, 6 hand passes and a couple of goals. The Bombers have never lost the third quarter this season, and they're going to win another one here to make it 16 from 16.
So 7 points of difference in the shadow of the three-quarter time siren. Here they come again with Jason Johnson. Got a kick out of the centre and it went down to King Solomon. He kicked it forward down towards Alessio. Alessio has not been paid, and the ball's picked up, and it's a goal by Corey McGrath, and it's a 1-point ball game. Alessio did not control the football in the eyes of the umpire. I tend to agree, and Corey McGrath, the young boy number 28, ever the opportunist, has banged through their 18th, and it's a 1-point ball game. 18-8 to 19-3.
Less dramatic version of last night, I reckon. St Kilda jumped out against the Dogs. The Dogs slowly got back in touch, and at half-time they were only a point behind or a point in front, one way or the other. And this has just been a hell of a lot more dramatic, but similar sort of theme.
1-point game. Back in the centre, Burton wins it down. Ball squirts out to Shannon Grant. The Roos get the centre clearance. He kicks to full forward. McKernan caught behind Lucas. The bounce is favourable. McKernan snaps. McKernan goals! Three goals, McKernan. Don't count us out, say the Roos. 28 and a half minutes, third term. The Kangas, 20 goals, 3, 123. Essendon 18-8, 116. Divine Pioneer home scoreboard. Still 3.5 minutes remaining in this term. Plenty of time either way. Gary Bryce is at three-quarter time at Subiaco.
Yes, it is, and it's a 25-point lead to Geelong on 14-14-98, leading the West Coast Eagles 11-7-73.
And Bondi, you might be able to tell us at three-quarter time most number of goals scored in a game this season, because I reckon this one will be the best.
It'll be the best, I'd say,
and
Rob.
McKernan on Lucas back there is looming as someone dangerous as well. 2 third-quarter goals. Lucas not familiar playing across half-back.
Bang, the umpire put it down, and now it is on. We've got the ball game, and it went out to Carousella out of the centre. Kicked it to right half-forward flank. He'll be looking down there to McGrath. play on, said the umpire. The crowd didn't like it. This is Lloyd. Lloyd fell over the boundary umpire. King came out. He did it beautifully and hand passed to Motlop. Motlop hand passed it further looking for Grant. Carousella took him under the ball. Carousella picks it up over there. Hand passed it back over the top looking for Dr. Christian Barnard. He got it on to Moorcroft on half-back. Put it straight down the throat of McGrath. Corey McGrath got it on towards Mark Johnson. Kicked a long ball down to Hurd. But Alessio has marked it. Alessio has marked it.
Free kick to Hurd. Pushing.
And it's a Hurd free kick. Alessio marked it. It doesn't matter. This will bring it back to within a point. You couldn't see the superstar, the golden boy Hurd, missing from 24.5 metres out directly in front.
Corey McGrath been terrific setting up play with handball across half forward.
So Hurd comes in and kicks it back to a point. 2 goals to Hurd. 19 goals, 8, 122 to Essendon. Kangaroos at 20 goals, 3, 123. 30.5 minutes gone on the Divine Pioneer home scoreboard.
Fair to say, Rob, there hasn't been much evidence of flooding or anything like that today. It has just been a free-flowing. Whoever got the footy, whoever gets the footy is going to be a chance to score, and it has been a marvellous game to watch. It's back to a point. I don't know. You'd have to go with this, and then they just appear to have more guns. But Grant keeps going, and Pickett's been a bit quiet. He could bob up. Rocker could bob up and kick a goal. There's still a chance, the Kangas.
Big Sav kicked 4 in the first quarter. Has only had 1 touch since then.
The Roos by a point, 31 minutes in. Burton wins it down from the middle. Harris comes through. The first-year player kicks the Roos to half forward, and the mark has been taken by Jones. What is it?
Yeah, Watt's gone down there after getting a bit of a caning by Matthew Lloyd.
So he'll line up from 50 to try and kick the quick reply to the quick reply from the quick reply.
What?
And Harris was good. He got that ball at the centre. He pulled his kick to set it up for Watt instead of just banging it to the goal square.
What?
Yeah, Watt.
He's been playing AFL footy now for this his 4th year. He's only kicked 2 goals. Watt from 48 has kicked his 3rd.
What on earth?
Oh, what is going on? He's got his first today, and they're back out by 7 points. This game is going to end about midnight. 32 minutes third term. 40 goals kicked. The Roos 21 of them. 21-3, 129. The Bombers 19-8, 122. The margin is 7 points. 3-quarter time at footy. In fact, they've been playing 2 minutes into the 4th term at Footy Park, and it's the Swans by 28 points over the Crows.
It's been a while since the Kangaroos have scored as many goals as this, I would think.
Yep. Oh, it's been a great game. 40 goals. Should have tipped Sydney.
Archer's gone back onto Lloyd after a quick stint up.
I did, Rob.
Tip Sydney. What's that going on with it, Robert? What's in the coffee? The ball came out of the centre. Shannon Grant hand pass looking for Harvey. Running through down there. There's a young boy in Teague. Teague with a nice mark taken, is it? Heffernan hasn't been paid. Well, I called a mark. The crowd wanted it. This is Hardwick off the half-back line.
And a free kick for in the back going to the Kangaroos for Pickett.
Against Heffernan.
That decision rivals that one not to pay the mark last week. He either marked it or he got a free kick.
Oh, it's 50 as well.
Good work by that bloke. He's just had an absolute blinder, Gavin Dorr.
Well, he's recognised as one of the top umpires.
Soft free kick.
Yeah.
And then a 50-metre penalty. I think it was Judd Lalich who threw the ball back sloppily to Byron.
It's the one before that, the one they missed. I mean, Heffernan marked the football. And if he didn't mark it, Pickett then tackled him without the football.
So Byron Pickett had a fantastic career at North. Premiership player. And he's going to come in and he will probably kick his 3rd. Bang! He's 3rd. And a very important goal. Kicked at the 33.5-minute mark of the 3rd term. The Kangaroos go on to 23, 135 to Essendon, 19-8, 122. It's out to 13 points again.
22 goals, 3. That is incredible.
Oh, definitely a mark to Carousella.
The crowd has just seen the replay. That's their response you can hear. We've still got just under a minute to play.
Are we on overtime, Walters?
Not surprising, there's a very agitated, injured Kangaroo captain, Wayne Carey, who sits up in the box with Dennis Pagan. Dennis has not had the phone away from his ear. He's just got instructions to the runner every moment.
Kevin Sheedy on the boundary line on the outer wing. Interesting to see if the ball goes near him from the bounce. Burton wins it down. Simpson takes it. There's still time. He kicks to half forward. Makepeace charging out. Feeds a handball to Sinclair. Can he get to the bouncing ball? He does. He gets his kick away. A high one inside 50. Barnard there. Cochrane almost, not quite. Tackled. Ball spills to Lalage. Handball to Mark Johnson on the defensive 50. Kicks up to the wing. Pack of players form and a mark taken by Simpson. Keeps his feet well. Kicks the Roos to half forward. There's Sav. Rocker marks. Turns around from 51 metres out. Unloads to the goal square. And it has gone through for a behind. A behind to Sav. 35 minutes gone, third term. 14-point game. The Roos 22-4-136. The Bombers 19-8-122.
My goodness me, what a game it is. Dr. Christian Barnard handballs it across to Carousella, who kicks it down towards Mark Johnson. Jason Johnson it is. And on, Solomon has nearly marked it. The umpire said no. What a quarter of football. What a game of football. What a day it's been. My goodness gracious me. What a game to be involved in. And my goodness, this is still in the balance at three-quarter time. Kangaroos are 22 goals for 136. Essendon are 19 goals 8, 122. For the Bombers, Lloyd has kicked 8 and young Jason Johnson 3. And for the Kangaroos, 3 each to Pickett, Sinclair and McKernan. Oh, it's a beauty. And here's the Galloping Gourmet.
Well, we've just commenced the fourth term and the margin's 25 points in the favour of Geelong, 14-14-98, leading the West Coast Eagles 11-7-73.
The Kangaroos. I wonder whether that might take a bit of run out of their legs in the last quarter.
Glenn Archer's gone to full back on Matthew Lloyd.
Good move.
So here we go. It is in the balance. And the umpire goes bang. Umpire McLaren put it down, knocked out by Barnes. Went across there to Mark Johnson. He kicked it forward. This is Corey McGrath of Essendon. Got it onto Barnes, who tapped it inside with a long knockout towards Solomon. And here comes Lloyd.
Great kick from Solomon.
And Lloyd will line it up for his 9th kick and his 9th goal from 31 metres out. No angle to speak of.
Robert mentioned it earlier. They go inside to the corridor. They go there without even looking, Rob, because they know that's where Matthew Lloyd likes to run. And it was a beautiful kick from Dean Solomon. Left foot inside, and there he was, just out in front of Archer.
And he's got the strength of body now, and Archer's as strong a player as will ever play on Matthew Lloyd, and he's quite comfortable on him.
So to bring it back to under double figures again, Matthew Lloyd. Skip, and hop and goes bang. And he's got 9. He is in the superstar class. Matthew Lloyd, 9 out of 20. And the Bombers are 20 goals, 8, 128. Back within 8 points of the Kangaroos, 22-4-136 on the Rams home loan scoreboard.
Always been able to answer the Kangaroos to this stage of the game, Rob. That even the early stages of the third quarter, Essendon looked threatening, looked like they're going to blow them away, but they've always found something.
Bondi, the centre clearances, please. It just seems like Essendon are winning.
Yeah, since quarter time, it has been 14 to the Kangaroos and 17 to the Bombers.
Lloyd joining Tom Jenkins and Ron Evans as the only Bombers in history to kick 9 goals against the Kangaroos. No one's in front of that trio. From the bounce back in the middle, Burton chests it down almost to Simpson. A scramble, no one can control it. 10 players there. A second bounce with umpire Nichols in the middle.
And of his 9 goals, he's taken 8 from direct shots from marks. The 9th one was when he actually marked, turned around and kicked the goal. So he's had 8 of them direct shots.
Early change, Mark Doran.
Daniel Harris comes off for Brady Rawlings on.
Bounce off centre, gives the Kangaroos a chance. Simpson knocks it wide for the Roos. Teague running onto it. McCurry gets there first. Handball to Jason Johnson. Kick well smothered though by Teague. It ricochets to Cochrane. He kicks the Roos to McKernan. Strong hands in front of Lucas Marks. Point of the square, half forward. He kicks to the pocket. The lead is on. And the mark has been taken by Watt. What a revelation as a forward. Shannon Watt. the 20-year-old. Don't tell me he's going to come to the party and be a major goal kicker for the first time in his career in the AFL.
Watt playing in the forward pocket, Danny Jacobs his opponent, Lucas on McKernan and Fletcher on Rocker.
To the punt road end, 40 metres out, right forward pocket, 5 in from the boundary, kicks across the face, it's a behind. The margin is 9 points. 3 minutes final term. The Roos 22 goals 5, 137. The Bombers 20 goals 8, 128. Rams scoreboard. Wouldn't a draw be a fitting result?
No.
No.
Why? You idiot. Well, that's a Tobin, so conservative. Have a pick, son. Have a pick or join the serial killer. Turnover from the kick out. Harvey got it to Pickett. Got it back towards McKernan. His hand pass went towards Simpson. Oh, he was dragged off the ball. Now Essendon have got it. That was Smokin' Joe, got it across to Jason Johnson. Onto the wing in front of the ferret is Barnes. He took the mark and gave it to Mark Johnson. Got a bounce and here comes Solomon. He's got it. Ramanaskas on the right half forward flank. And Ramanaskas should go back and have a long shot.
Great effort, Joe Mercedes down there at half-back. 2 tackles that just held up Pickett when you thought he would have got away. And Rawlings, I think, was the other player. So terrific work from an experienced player.
Razamataz.
Mark, keep an eye on John Barnes. Tell us how he gets out on the wing by himself.
Razamataz from 44 metres out. Oh. He slipped as he kicked it, but he's kicked a long goal. He kicked it. He fell on his ought. The ball went on and on and on and on and on and on, and it went straight through. This is a sensational game of football. It's back to a 3-point ball game. And the Bombers 21-8, 134 to the Kangaroos 22-5, 137 on the Rams home lone scoreboard.
Joe Mercedes got beaten early, but he is a true champion. He's worked his way back into the game. He's still not in at the all-important centre bounces. They've got him on a wing, and they've got Jason Johnson, Mark Johnson and Carousella at ground level with Barnes.
Bit of run too in the legs of Mark Johnson.
The last thing remaining is for Essendon to get their nose in front. They haven't done that yet. Burton down to Simpson. Clears for the Kangaroos to half forward. Hardwick of the Bombers gets there first. Measures his left foot kick out wide for Mark Johnson. Can't take it on the bounce. He was upended by Sinclair. Harvey gathers on the outer wing for the Roos on the boundary line. Good kick for Rocker. Sav marks. 75 out right half forward. Pops it up to centre half forward, leading out McKernan. He should mark, and he does. And he'll kick from 55 directly in front.
I think he looms as the Kangaroos' great white hope, Corey McKernan, because in the air at the moment with a bit of confidence, Scotty Lucas can't match him. And Scotty Lucas, he doesn't know the angles of the backman. He hasn't played down there a lot. And really, that was going there. It was always going to go there, that kick, and he was slow to get there, Scotty Lucas.
I reckon Fletcher should go on to McKernan.
Push and shove, off ball, Harvey and Mark Johnson. McKernan's kicked 3 straight today, 29-11 for the season. Perhaps no kicks. More important than this one. 55 out. It'll be close. Is it touched on the line? It is. Well done, John Barnes and Dustin Fletcher. And the margin is 4 points. 6 minutes final term, Rams scoreboard. The Roos 22-6, 138. Essendon 21-8, 134.
Foreign territory for the Bomber fans. They haven't had a close one for a while.
Neither have I. So the ball now, Fletcher. Fletcher, it's the legacy of the old age. The ball now, Fletcher kicked it out. There's a seagull, a bit early, son. The ball knocked out by Burton and went across to Simpson. Good play by Jacobs. Now this is Sinclair, fresh air shot. Smokin' Joe breaks it over the top and he gets it to Carousella. Beautiful tackle by Simpson. Turned over to McCurry off the half-back line. He got a little kick in, but it was marked by Severio Rocker. Rocker Bay Baby kicked a long ball down towards half forward. Oh, good effort down there. Running over it was Rawlings, picked up by Shannon Grant. He pulled over and got it towards half forward, but Smokin' Joe took it and hand passed off to Lucas.
Lucas kicks to the outer side, has Hardwick in plenty of space. He takes the mark, chips it over the top for Mark Johnson, who marks on outer half back. 7 minutes final term. He squares it up for Jacobs. Rawlings in pursuit. Did well to knock it down. May open the door for Sinclair. Sinclair, the handball to Rawlings. Kicks to centre half forward for Harvey. Marks 52 out. He's too far to goal. Mercedes holds him up. Harvey looking for a runner. Has no support, so he's going to have to try and find a lead or bang it to the goal square.
A couple of ordinary kicks inside. One from Mark Johnson and one from, would have been Blake Carousella, but they were just bad bad choices.
Can he make the distance?
I doubt it.
30 players within 60 metres of the Roos goal. Harvey from 53 goes for the top. He gets onto it, and it just misses. Or has it got there? Oh, what a goal! You won't see better. The little guy unloads a barrel. He kicks his third, and they go out to a handy 10-point lead. 8 minutes final term, 23-6, 144. Essendon 21-8, 134. Rams score, but I still reckon the Bombers have got to get their nose in front. They've done all this hard work to come back. They have not got in front.
Brent Harvey knows his limitations. He knew a drop punt was just going to drop short. He knew that a torpedo perfectly struck would make the distance, and that's what he did.
You can't tell me there's not room for the torp in footy still.
Bang, the football went down and was knocked out by Spider Burton. Oh, Jason Johnson might have got one in the back, but the hand pass came from Rawlings. Went across down there towards Teague, who kicked it in towards half forward. Running onto it down there will be Harvey. He beat one, he beat two. He's kicked a long, long point. Went behind the stick. And on the 3RW Rams home loan scoreboard, the Kangaroos 23-7, 145. Essendon 21-8, 134. And here is Mark Doran.
Smoking Joe Mercedes off again. Barnard had treatment at three-quarter time. Started on the bench. He's going to go onto the ball, I think.
Fletcher kicked it out to Lucas.
Lucas marks, kicks out to the outer wing. Good kick, finds Barnes in front of Burton. Takes a good mark. Wants to go quickly. Essendon players flooding forward. Oh, his kick was a shocker, but it bounced over the head of Rawlings to Jason Johnson. He runs away, has a bounce, 49 out, kicks a goal! This game has seen everything but an ending. Jason Johnson gets his fourth. The margin is 5 points. John Buns, he won't kick a worse kick this year, but he won't kick a more effective one.
Well, Jason Johnson, I'll tell you what, he took it on the wing, backed himself. Rawlings grabbed the back of his jumper, but he just powered on. His finishing has been exceptional.
He backed himself with a couple of bounces. You're right, he had the jumper grabbed, he just powered away. Kangaroo player couldn't hold on. 2 bounces, straightened up from 45 out, straight through. 5
points of difference on the Rams scoreboard. Now it's in the balance. Stacks on the mill. And the Rams scoreboard is Essendon 22-8, 140 to Kangaroos 23-7, 145. Rams, great supporters of mine, and 3RW football been with us for a long time, and they're in the tough one with us
today. The Bombers
today.
have led in this game for just 1 minute, from the 6-minute to the 7-minute mark when they led by a point.
Thank you very much, Graham. The ball, this is Baldwin Boulder on 3RW. Over the top there. Bow, and Pickett went in. Boom, crash opera. Bang, down they went like 9 pins. And the umpire crossed himself.
Couple of tough nuts, Hardwick and Pickett. And look, I agree with Clinton. Essendon are yet to get their nose back in front. The challenge is still with them at the minute.
And Heffernan's got to block the run of Pickett at these ruck contests.
The umpire put it down and Solomon knocked it out. It went down towards to Christian Barnard. Got it up to Carousella. This is McCurry, and here comes Moorcroft. The man that took the mark of the year a couple of weeks ago can put him in front.
He can, and I reckon the pass by McCurry was meant for John Barnes, who was sneaking down from the centre square to the forward pocket. He was on the lurk, but Moorcroft, he saw it and he came from the pocket. They almost collided. He'll kick from 40 metres out directly in front.
So Moorcroft, he's got to be aware that Spider Burton at 201 centimetres will put his hands up, but Moorcroft comes in and he's kicked a goal! Whoopie-doo! The Bombers have come back from the brink of disaster! Have a listen to him! Give me another cheer like that in the world! And I'll eat a bucket of pilchards. On the Rams scoreboard, the Bombers have come back. 23 goals, 8, 146. They're a point in front of the Kangaroos. 23-7, 145.
Right now, it's the greatest comeback in VFL AFL history.
Yeah, have a look at Stan Rowe.
Sam Blocker into the ruck.
Bounce in the centre, Barnes to Jason Johnson. Kicks a high ball to half forward for Hurd. Bouncing ball near the boundary line. McCurry and Motlop. Motlop, good tackle, dropping the ball. 50 51,878 on hand. You sense this is a game they'll be talking about forever. To go up with the great home and away games of all time. Motlop to the outer wing. The target is Rocker. He doesn't let him down. No, not paid the mark. What does the roving? And what will get it now from Jones, the hand pass. Lucas there. Tackled by Byron Pickett. Bombers work it out to Solomon. He kicks to half forward Mercury. Mercury marks in front of Motlop. Chips out very wide to Moorcroft. He marks 55 out. An irresistible force now. He delivers to the pocket for Lloyd. Lloyd takes it on the bounce. Majestically so. Handball not good. Stolen by Simpson. His handball taken by Hurd. He's caught by Motlop. Ball squirts out to McGrath on the boundary line. Centering ball Alessio. Crunched into his teammate. Good work, the Kangaroo defence. Can they force a ball up? They will. A bounce 20 out from the Bomber goal.
Oh, well, I tell you what. Paul Barnard, he's up and about. He just ran blind in there. He was met by King. He has had everything this game. Absolutely everything.
It's like Hawthorn and Geelong at Princess Park, that high-scoring one. The Magpies and the Bombers, the Anzac Day draw in 95. A bounce 20 out from the Bomber goal. Over the top, Ramanauskas down to Hurd. He finds an opening. He kicks. He misses. He doubles their lead. 14 minutes final term. Essendon by 2 points. 23-9, 147. The Roos 23-7, 145. Rams scoreboard at Football Park. Sydney are home leading by 49 points. Barrel at Subiaco.
20-minute mark, a 52-point lead to Geelong. It's 19-18, 132. Geelong, West Coast, 12-8-80.
51,878 fans here watching one of the games of the decade.
So we're going to now get a kick in by Harvey. Harvey now kicks it short and he finds the mediator, and Makepeace comes off the half-back with a helicopter punt which goes into the arms of Simpson. Simpson took a mark now. North have got to get it going to the left half forward flank. The ball might beat them all over the boundary line. It does. And the young boy Watt took it over the boundary line. Close contention there was Lucas. And the ball spinning back into play.
Fletcher onto McKernan.
Spinning, it comes back. Barnesy over the top. It went out to King Solomon. He got it. Big Sav came through. Hand passed it. The hand pass by Cochran went to Motlop. Down towards centre half forward McCarthy. McCarthy's picked it up. McCartney's come across his body. He's kicked it behind the stick. And a hopper-wepper margin, one single digit, will be the result. Essendon lead by a point. And this is digital football.
He played on the weekend.
Papalata, played last night. Fletcher brings it back into play. Lucas, the target, has Watt to beat. Beats him. Well, he's not paid the mark. The Roos emerge, rolling 60 out. High ball to the forward pocket. Shannon Grant doubling back into the unknown. It's knocked down to Jones. The handball to Grant. He's tucked up on the line. He kicks it out at no. He went out of bounds first before he kicked it out on the full. A break there for the Kangaroos. A throw in 30 around.
Hopper-Wepper, his side got done last night. He's trying to find out the reason, but he just couldn't put his finger on it.
Walls, you wanted to know how Barnesy got out on his own. Well, it won't be happening again because Cochran's gone on to him and is tagging the ruckman.
Byron Pickett going to a back pocket on Mercury. I'd rather have Byron up in the forward line.
23-9 to 23-8. The Roos down by a point. Deep in attack. Boundary throw in. McKernan knocks it to the centre corridor. Jacobs of the Bombers is there. Bangs it away, but Teague of the Kangaroos is there. Couldn't mark. Harvey's got it 55 out. Handball to David King. He's met late. Gets a kick away. Sinclair 50 out. Slips over. Gets up. Finds an opening. Has a bounce. Jess Sinclair kicks to the top of the goal square. They need a mark. Rocker. It rode by Motlop. Motlop kicks. Won't reach the goal square. Cut off by Heffen and he goes to Barnard. He marks and plays on. Hand pass inside to Hurd. Hurd from centre half back. Kicks to Lloyd. 75 out. He marks. He handballs to Caracella. He kicks towards the 50. Mercury. The handball to McGrath. McGrath from 30. He kicks. He's goal. Their best to stuff it up. McGrath kicked it to the goal square. Alessio put out his hand to try and mark. He just about touched it. Fortunately, he missed it. It bounced through. McGrath's got 2. The Bombers are out by 7 points. 18 minutes final term.
Well, they took it out of defence extremely well, just with measured football. In the end, McGrath running at centre-half forward. He tried to pass that to Alessio in the pocket.
Who tried to mark it?
Who tried to mark it. Bad kick, bad marking attempt, and the ball bounced and went through.
What about the mark of Lloyd under pressure from Archer? I mean, that was a turnover situation, and he stood up. He's been sensational.
Thank you very much. And the ball now back in the centre. The last roll of the dice is here for the Kangaroos as Corey McGrath hand passes it to Hardwick. He was taken off the ball. Sinclair over the top. They wanted it. They don't like it. Oh, my goodness me. Sunday afternoon football. Oh, this has been sensational. The Bombers lead. They're 24 goals, 9, 153 to the Kangaroos, 23, 8, 146. 7 points of difference. We've travelled 18 and a half minutes. Out of the centre, the Bombers come again. Half their luck. Jason Johnson to Alan Rawls, half forward, and a mark by Razamataz. Ramanauskas too far out to score. He'll be looking for Lloyd and Alessio and Hurd. He's going to kick it long, but here's a lead down by Hurd. It could have been a push in the back. Pickett's got it. Blakey humps it over the boundary line and out of bounds near the Europe car sign. I think North is spent. I'm not quite so sure, but I think they're out of gas.
All over at Football Park, Sydney by 49 points over the Crows. 16 goals, 9, 105. Adelaide 7, 14, 56. Boundary throw in 45 from the Bomber goal. The ruckman miss it at the back. Caracella, he steadies. He kicks a goal from 45. It's another one. Caracella gets his second. The greatest comeback in football history is just 10 minutes away from fruition. Edging the time on, the Bombers, who trailed by 69 points 10 minutes into the second term, lead by 13, 25-9, 159. The Roos 23-8, 146. Barrel, is it over at Subi?
Certainly is, as Kingsley runs in to kick his 4th, and the margin is now 70 points for the Geelong team. They're 22-18, 150, leading the West Coast 12-8, 80.
Well, have they got any juice left, North? I don't think they have. Here come the Bombers. Caracella at half forward and Moorcroft, and it's all over. They're going to grind them. They have the cheek to grind them into the dirt after they were lemon chicken down and gone. Now they're going to stuff them into their own dunghill. What arrogance from the team of the century.
I think, Rex, you hit the nail on the head. Now, people, mate, they've been saying, well, is this the best team they've seen? I just reckon today's effort, Rob, rubber stamps, dots, crosses the T's and I's and says, this is the best team I've ever seen, and today's performance is the thing that convinces you.
Well, 120. How many years the AFL, VFL been going, Bondi?
104 years.
104 years. History created today.
This has never happened. Back in the centre, Barnes wins it down. Jason Johnson is there. Handball off to Hardwick. Handball to Mark Johnson. They run away. He delivers out wide for Lloyd. Bouncing ball 70 out. He's got it. Caught by Archer. Handball goes nowhere. Soccer off the ground by Lloyd. Harvey of the Kangaroos is there. Gets a free kick for in the back. Maybe advantage play on it will be. Archer goes out wide, releases Sinclair. He marks, brings it to the wing. Simpson takes the mark. Got to go. He pops it up to centre half forward. David King waiting. Takes a good mark, King. He's 55 metres out. But suddenly his team is down by 19. An unfathomable comeback.
Corey Jones was dropped behind play. I didn't see what happened, but he's holding his head in the hands of the trainer.
Dave did.
22 minutes gone. He finds the lead of McKernan. McKernan marks. He should kick a goal here, McKernan, to kick his 4th and bring it back to a 13-point game.
Hey, could the Kangaroos win?
Well,
there's still a fair bit of time to go.
Time. There'll be 7 or 8 minutes at least to go, I'd say.
It'll be the greatest comeback since all time.
An all-time occurred 2 minutes ago. Every quarter has gone at least 32-52. So, on that basis, still a while to go. McKernan should kick it, and he does. Oh, the character of the Roos. They're back within 13 points. McKernan has now kicked 4 goals today and 30 for the season. It's 13 points in it, 22-40 on the clock. The Bombers 26-9, 165. The Roos 24-8, 152. Ram scoreboard.
There's your 50 cumulative goals.
50 goals for the day. Yep.
Well, yeah, they could, Rob, because I've just pumped them up that much, and I couldn't have been more wrong today on a couple of occasions, I tell you. So they've been as brave as Essendon have been good today, the Kangaroos, with the players that they had out, the late withdrawal against, the greatest side I've seen play. It's been a superb effort.
It'll be a game you'll never forget, this one.
And if it was 24 hours ago in the box at Carlton, you might have forgot either. The ball came to half forward. This is Rocker. Got it off to King. King now hand pass it to Sinclair. Sinclair dodges his opponent. Kicks it into Simpson, who gives it off to Pickett. Pickett hand pass to McCormick for a goal. Here they come again. They're coming again. And half of their luck. Horse Tobin has swallowed his chocolatier chocolates. The horse, when they were 69 points, was celebrating with lemon chicken. Now he's choking on a chocolatier. It is back to a 7-point ball game. The Bombers at 26-9, 165. Kangaroos 25-8, 158. 24 minutes gone on the Rams scoreboard.
Well, the centre of the ground stuff, there is still plenty of time.
Yep.
And they're both ends of the square are being left open by the side. So the players have been running through there all afternoon, and really it's at the minute who can get it out of the centre square. Essendon, you would suspect, might have a bit more run, but it is still game on.
More than 5 minutes of playing time left. Burton wins it down, then soccers it out wide. Ramanauskas knocked it to Mark Johnson, couldn't control it. Cochrane, good tackle on McGrath. Bombers hauling it in. McGrath not getting it out.
Can't remember many eyes in the box today. Full marks to these umpires. I reckon I can't remember us going off much.
Terrific job. McLaren, Gore and Nichols, the men in charge. A second bounce in the centre square. 10 metres to the Kangaroos attacking side. They're down by 7 points, 25-minute mark. Rocker fists it towards the broadcast wing. Burton lumbers after it. Can he bend down and pick it up? He does. He rides the bump. He feeds a handball to half forward. Hardwick missed it. Sinclair near the boundary line. It's over for a throw-in. 60 around from the Kangaroo goal.
Good effort, Big Spider Burton. Rode the bump well then from McGrath. And he's been pretty good. There's no hint of anyone really dropping off, Rob. No tired players out there.
No, I reckon players from both teams reckon they're a real chance. North haven't given up at all.
This is a game for the time capsules. From the boundary throw in, Watt knocks it near the boundary line. It's kept into David King. 50 metres out. Goes to the goal square. Rocker and Jacobs. Jacobs drops the ball. It went out of bounds. We'll have a boundary throw in. A metre around from the right behind post for the Kangaroos. That's good work for them because the clock stops when the ball goes out of bounds.
And the Kangaroos, you can just about guarantee Spider will get his hand to this before John Barnes.
Boundary throw in, Barnes and Burton. Burton down to Cochrane, lost it. Fletcher there, kicks for the boundary line on the broadcast side. Foot race, Watt and Lucas near the line, 50 out. Watt keeps it in for Grant. Carousella knocked it to Lucas. Lucas tries to fist it out of bounds. It won't go, it does go. Rawlings couldn't keep it in. A boundary throw in. Don't tell me it's going to be a free kick.
Oh, no!
Rawlings did not give it back to the boundary umpire. He knocked it into the fist.
In the spirit of the game, it's wrong.
Oh, you dickhead. Not you, Rob, that umpire. Oh, spirit.
Yeah, Rawlings is silly too, though. He shouldn't throw the ball away.
The ball now kicked off the half-back line to Hardwick. Over the top there, Corey McGrath. Hand pass it towards Barnes. Hand pass it back to McGrath. He was boom crash offered. And the umpire crossed himself and will put it down on the wing position on the members' side of the football ground.
Where's the ferret?
The ferret's gone down.
He's actually headed to the rooms of the winners, but we hope he's gone to the right one.
Exactly, over the top now comes Spider Burton. What a great game. The crowd will rise in unison and clap both sides off. It is not fair that one side's going to lose. Perhaps the young Tobin might have been right, but it has been just sensational here today. The ball spinning back into play, spinning. Over the top goes Lalich. It went out to King. He's dead on his feet. He's kicked it inside to McKernan.
Oh! What a grab!
McKernan's taken the mark, and it can get back to within a bee's dick. This is a genuine bee's dick. If you want to know what it is, you don't have to watch the nectar to see what it is. If he puts this through, it's a hopper whopper margin again. The finger.
He's kicked 5.
McKernan, 38 metres out, and he's kicked it behind.
Oh, no. It's a draw on the cards.
That might be what they needed, a point.
He's kicked it behind.
Oh, look at Dennis Pagan.
Well, oh my goodness me, Kangaroos 25-9, 159 to Essendon 26-9, 165. Worthy of a grand final, this.
We won't tell you again, but there is 2 minutes 45 of playing time remaining from now. We won't tell you again. 28:15 on the clock. Fletcher decides to thump it 70 metres to the outer side. Mark Johnson is there. It's knocked over the boundary line for a throw-in. 75 around from the Kangaroo goal.
The professionalism of Essendon, will they be able to hang on here? They'll stack the back line. They'll get numbers back. There's only 3 players inside their forward 50 at the moment.
Boundary throw-in, Burton and Lalage. Burton wins it down road by Motlop. He kicks to centre half forward. McKernan couldn't take the mark. Mark Johnson rose, kicks to midfield, bouncing ball. Lalage doesn't know what to do. Handball to Caracella. He's upended. Free kick, going the Bombers' way.
Yeah, downfield. It'll be an Essendon free kick. Caracella in the centre square.
29 minutes gone.
The masters of running the clock down, Essendon. They are the masters.
29 minutes gone. Caracella has it in the middle. They lead by 6 points. They were down by 69, 10 minutes into the second term. They'll run the clock down. Caracella to the broadcast side for Mark Johnson. The Roos have got a man up. Mark Johnson has it.
They have now. Everyone's got a man. He'll have to go down the line now.
29:30 on the clock.
Should
Mark
go to
Johnson.
the boundary. Should go to the boundary long down the line.
Like that famous call, hit the boundary line. Mark Johnson will kick long towards half forward in the boundary. Up flies Cochrane to knock it down. Hurd roves, kicks to a vacant forward pocket. Bounces in space. Moorcroft dragged off it. Caracella will kick the winning goal. He kicks his third. And you sense that may be the final nail in perhaps the greatest home and away game you'll see. 30 minutes final term. The Bombers by 12 points.
James Hurd, fantastic. Ball kick to the 60-metre line. He took the crump, hooked it round his body. Moorcroft came at it, went over his head. Caracella ran onto a loose ball in the forward pocket, picked it up, ran his full measure to the goal square, slammed it through.
Oh, take breath.
Good game, great game.
Great game.
Where's the ferret?
I think he might be in the heading to the Bombers' rooms, I think, Rob.
Well, he was heading there before and then he came back. The ball in the centre. Pickett still trying his guts out. This is Mark Johnson. Ran out onto the wing. Now to half forward. This is McGrath. Got it on towards Jason Johnson. Out towards the middle of the goal square. Running onto it, Blakey. Blakey gets it. Kicks it out towards the Hancock sign. And the mark taken over there by the bow and arrow. Now a long ball by Archer. Went down to Harvey. North of Gallant. They're magnificent. Without Carey now to Simpson on the wing position. Simpson brings it around and kicks a long ball to Sav. Sav can't take it as he's flat as a Scheisenhausen Carter's hat. The ball went out to Lucas. Lucas worm-burned a Ferret Kyabram killer kick. It went out there to Rocker. Oh, he's like a cow with a cup of tea. It went back to Pickett. It went on to Heffernan. It went on to McGrath. Stacks on Lamel. This is bloody sensational stuff. Where would you want to be? In the greatest arena with 2 teams who deserve to win. Jesus, I love this.
I tell you what, the Corey McKernan mark that was dropped when they were 6 points behind, I know it was a tough grab, but it becomes a critical drop mark. It was at centre half forward. He's been great all day.
Listen to the roar. 32-minute mark, 12 points the difference. Jacobs hits the boundary line, it won't get there. Archer kicks the ball forward. McKernan, bouncing ball. Oh, he can't control it. And it's out on the full, is it? No. Boundary throw in. 5 metres from the behind post for the Roos.
Well, he tried to get it. He tunnel-balled it back and hit Fletcher's knees, went over the boundary line. McKernan said, what about a free kick? The umpire said, no, throw it in.
Boundary throw in. Burton against Lalage. It's 1 down. Lucas kicks for the boundary line and will find it. it, throw it in, 40 around from the Kangaroo goal. Ooh. This is remarkable. 32.5-minute mark. We're heading up towards 5 o'clock. It's one of the latest finishing games you'll see. They must be tempted to turn the lights on. Siren looming, you'd think. Roos deep in attack. Can they squeeze one out? Ball knocked down. Hurd is there, can't control it. David King's tackled. Ball knocked to Burton. Handball to Blakey. Handball to Shannon Grant. He kicks to the pocket, and the mark is taken. And in perhaps the greatest game you will ever see, Essendon have won by 12 points. In 104 years of the AFL VFL, there has never been a game like this. There has never been a comeback like this. Essendon, 69 points down in the second term, have won a classic by 12 points. 27-9, 171. To the Roos, 25-9, 159. We'll pick up the second verse of their song, but gentlemen, just a couple of words.
That win is the greatest win ever, and it rubber stamps their greatness. I think they're the greatest side that I've ever seen, and would have to be one of the greatest sides that's ever played the game.
Well, we hear it since we were kids, the greatest comeback of all time. We've seen the greatest comeback of all time today. Greatest comeback in 104 years of football.
Bomber fans, enjoy this. Second prizes, but I just hope that Dennis Pagan goes in and says, listen, let's have a talk about it during the week, but I want to tell you how proud I am of you. Essendon obviously came out and said, no, Carey, it's in the bag, and you people who have had to play under the shadow of possibly one of the great players of all time have done the Kangaroos Football Club proud today. I just hope so. Well, I know he's that type of person. You've got to be disappointed that he hasn't got the 4 points. But, Rob, you'd be tempted to say, by God, kids, you give it to him today.
Dennis Pagan will give his players the biggest rap of all time.